Hello and welcome to Community Day with Run Diffusion. Today we'll just be going through a few things. It's actually quite a lineup we've got today. First thing is we'll do an embedding training, so we'll have that running in the background while we're doing some other stuff. We do have LevelBevel on as well, who'll be coming up a little bit later to do some Deforum, making some really interesting strides into finding new ways to use it, better ways to use it, and we will be talking about like hybrid video. There's this video with snakes and gems you may have seen, which is just awesome, and the Cyberwolf. So if you haven't seen that, check them out in the showcase. Um, so we'll go over some of the new things there. And also, feel free to bring your questions. I do want to say that Pixel Pirate has joined the mod team as well, so they will be helping and providing support, and I will bring them up to chat. And yeah, let's kick things off here. I'm going to share my screen. All right. Let me know if you can see it over there. All right, awesome. These are the docs. If you haven't checked them out, learn.rundiffusion.com. And if you go up, we added this nice little book where you can get directly to the site from here for resources. So check it out. All right. So I'm starting off in the train tab here. This is a Creators Club box. And people were asking about uh, training and embedding. A yep woo. Yep woo in the chat for sure. So embeddings are great. They're very, very small files. Actually, let's do a few with this fun one that I had earlier. It's because I made a little embedding on some of my art that I do, which is like a video art. It's kind of interesting. So I have a bunch of hardware that I use to make just like interesting abstract things, and I was like, oh, this is perfect for an embedding. Um, so I'm gonna take just a strange thing here. Let's try a really old image that I've got. I'm gonna use the ping info tab and just drop it in, and there we go. So I can just send that to text the image. I don't think I have this model loaded anymore even, but let's just send it. Soriyama is just an incredible airbrush art if you haven't checked them out. And Beksinki is a super moody, like Geiger-esque alien landscape weirdo. So very fun combo here in this prompt, but very, very basic. So what we're going to add is I have in the extra networks tab over here, this is textual inversion, which is the embedding, and I made this video synthesis. So you see if I just add it, that's it. It just pops it into the prompt and away we go. We're on a large box here. Just to note that we did have some disruption on medium boxes this morning. It seems to be resolved. It was for a couple hours or so. Some of them weren't booting, but should be good. If you have any issues, of course, let us know with a ticket or anything like that. But I think we resolved that. Okay. I do want to change the model maybe. Let's do crystal clear on this. I'm not sure how Soriyama and Beksinki will come up in this, but let's find out. It's part of the fun, trying things out. You'll notice on mine I have the SDVAE and clip skip up there. So if you're interested in getting those added, you can go to learn.rundiffusion.com and check the VAE section here. It tells how to get those on yours. I have been testing ControlNet 1.1, and I gotta say, I am very excited for when that's coming out. Also, here, actually, why don't I bring up Pixel if you want to join now, if you're available. Hey, there you are. Check,
Hey, how's it
check.
going?
Good, good. Awesome.
Hear me all right?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Beautiful.
There's this tweet I posted in the AI news, and it's
Yep.
EMAD. Here, let's just pull it up. EMAD says SDXL running on 16 gigs VRAM for 1024 by 1024. So we got
Pretty
text.
exciting.
It's very exciting. Some weird styles, cool painted style. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's going to be
beautiful.
great. This is what really intrigued me though. Down here, where is it? Is SDXL coming out in one version or several? And EMAD says several, including ControlNet 2. Ooh. Yep, yep, yep.
Lots coming up in the future, and that's honestly what's really exciting in the time that we're kind of living in, being so early in this. You
Hmm.
get to see so much coming up so quickly. With it, with it getting more popular, there's going to be more developers, more stuff coming out faster and faster all the time, and it's really exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this, and I think that stability is learning. I mean, we saw the feedback on 2.0, and they released 2.1, and still people weren't quite satisfied with it. So what they're doing with this, when he says up at the top here, whoop, collecting preferences a day. So they're using the Dream Studio to determine what people like in the images, and in machine learning, that's called RLHF. So down here, someone asked about it. Yeah, they were saying like, is there going to be like a raw base version released? And
Okay.
apparently yes. So that's huge. And he's saying, not saying that the RLHF, the gosh, I forget what that acronym is. Now I have to look it up.
All right.
Reinforcement learning from human feedback. Yes, of course that's what it is. Uh, so the RLHF, it tends to respond to what certain people like. And what I think is really interesting in this as an artist, right, is it's like sometimes you don't want the most popular thing for your art. If you want to discover new areas, you want to go into places that no one's seen before, then that means sometimes pushing the envelope. And so a model that's done reinforcement learning on human feedback, well, it isn't your feedback, it's everyone's feedback. And so
Yeah.
this is like an interesting concept that I find in AI and machine learning. You see it in language models too, right? So, all right. So let's do a big batch here and just run a couple of these so we can see how it looks. Better do this and blurry, messy, and then we'll do bad hands v4, I believe. So this is a negative embedding that I've got. Should have hands, bad hand v4. Okay, just one. And then there's easy negative as well, which is a good one, like that. And so these are going into negative prompt. We'll just generate a few and see what we get. And a lot of times, if you're looking to recreate things in images that you're seeing in Civitai or where have you, oh my God, these look crazy. Um, then you can use like you'll see these prompts and you might recognize them. You're like, oh, these are embeddings. Holy crap, what is going on here? These are wild. I didn't specify. Well, wait. Robotic priestess. Yeah, okay. Okay. These are awesome. I think we could get a little higher resolution here. Maybe like. Because this is crystal clear, so we can pop it up a bit. And I think we need more steps to get like a little bit more clarity. Um, but yeah, I have a lot of purple in my embedding. So let's try this out. I don't know. Let's try clip skip, see what happens. All right. Cool. So what you been working on, Pixel? Hello, hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I've been having a lot of luck with widescreen with this crystal clear version doing 1600 by 768.
Hmm.
And it has been some really interesting stuff. I've been doing a lot of food stuff as I posted in general earlier.
Yep, yep.
I've been doing some of that stuff. I'm just pulling up some of my other stuff I've been doing. A lot of nature stuff. Earlier today, I posted a couple cool really instances of trees of life. The
Hmm.
one was very interesting. It's up in general. If when you get a sec, you could probably check it and pull it up. But it was a really cool photo. So just a lot of, like you were said before, a lot of people don't want to go with what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I love trying to do the most is getting stuff that isn't seen as much.
Hmm.
Being trying to be unique as possible. So it's just a lot of random stuff that's been going on recently. But my favorite part has been doing the widescreen for sure,
Yeah,
like
awesome.
the 1600 by 768.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And that crystal clear is great for that. The landscape kind of shots, the wide
Exactly.
angle shots. Excellent. Yeah, that's really cool stuff. Post it in the chat if you can, because I can't
Yep,
switch the Discord over right now.
that's all right.
Um, I'm gonna try Luna Diffusion, which is another model here. Whoa! So the thing with this embedding is it doesn't work well with every model, and sometimes it just doesn't generate a subject. Um, but I'm, a huge fan of like abstract art stuff. Oh wow, this is awesome. Hold on, I think I can open this here. There we go. Oh, it's really
That's
tiny.
a
I
little
think you
too much.
got the
Yeah,
thumbnail.
probably did.
um,
There we go.
the big version. Nope.
Oh, it's gonna copy. Come on. There we go. 10 megabytes. That's a little better.
Aha. Oh yeah, you're the upscale king.
A little too much.
Yeah.
Maybe overboard.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome. I love the double like looks like heaven and hell kind of thing.
I kind of mentioned as like as above, so below.
Uh-huh.
Kind of that quote. Yeah.
Whoa. So this is an example of an embedding that's not working with a model. In my opinion, you get the deep fry. So this one I actually kind of like. It's super weird. Looks like the cover of a 60s sci-fi novel.
Yeah, no doubt.
Um, but this is definitely, I would say, like not working because you get these very blown out colors, like oversaturated kind of thing. So sometimes it's just best to keep it with the standard model. And I find that with LoRa's, like you train it on a certain model, it looks a certain way. When I did this with Manga Wave, like it just wasn't coming through at all. However, Deliberate was working really well, as well as like Abyss Orange Mix. So just try things out, and that's one of the really interesting things about embeddings is mixing them and matching them. It's awesome. There's also an extension that we used to have on here. I think I'm going to try to find it again and give it another test, but it gives you like a ton of sliders. Like it's an extension that just the whole page is sliders and it's just for embeddings. So,
Oh wow.
yeah,
Do you remember the name of it?
I'm trying to think of it. Here, let's see. I don't know. We can try it out if I can find it. Embedding. Embedding merge. I didn't even know you could do that. What else do we got? Oh, embedding inspector, maybe? What else do we got? Embedding editor. Yes. So there's a lot of different stuff in here. Allows training and embedding on a few pictures. No. Okay, so let's try the embedding editor. Let's see if I break my box here. That'll be funny. We're doing it live. And
Maybe.
please post questions in the chat, even if they're not related to what we're talking about. This is your time. So I will stand up here and chat with Pixel forever
Yeah.
about things that I find interesting. And um, take it easy, Tatera. And if you have questions, feel free to pop them in here. Okay, before I restart my UI, I know it's going to take out my my prompts here. So let's generate a few more. These are definitely not Sorayama-ish. So I think that I might have to switch to the main, just like normal stable diffusion model. But this was just to show people what's kind of possible with embeddings. I do not have a VAE right now. I've got the VAE slider, but I just haven't set up or downloaded some VAEs. I only use them with training and bake them in at the moment. This is interesting. So this is not
Very abstract.
very abstract. Yep. Okay, let's just try the normal one. And maybe I will.
I was just about to say for your prompt, if you know you're going to, be having to refresh and lose some of your settings of your prompt, I usually take the negative and put it into the positive copy everything. Just in
Oh,
case I have a negative prompt that I might not remember or I didn't save, I can copy it all at once and then put it back.
oh,
That way.
DDIM. That's a good point, Tatera. Let's go to Euler because it's the more creative one. Okay, and Fred asked, is it possible to install personal extensions? So that's what we're doing right now. I just haven't hit a refresh on this because I just wanted to try get some good stuff with my my extension here or my embedding here, which is not not playing along. But
What it's all about, though. It's trial and error.
yeah, exactly. 512 by 512. Getting some gross colors here. Let's see what it turns out like, though. Um, yeah, I was having a ton of fun with it the other day and actually made some like stickers and gave some stickers out to some friends, which was pretty funny.
I did see that picture. Those were really nice.
Yeah, just sort of neat. People are like, oh, didn't expect that. Could be the Beck Sinky actually that's making it not great. This is like very typical of what my you can see the video art in there,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like kind of blurry. But otherwise, oh, this looks a bit better. Let's stop looking at abstract shapes, and I will see if we can get that embedding editor going, and then we'll do a training, and then we'll switch to Deforum. And I will say on the extensions, we don't support all the random extensions, so just keep that in mind. We can't help you with every single extension because some of them just break. And it has to do with how we are using our storage and calling our paths to different objects and extensions. So, oh, maybe it's a clip skip. That's Aaron. Oh, the SD stable diffusion is working fine. I'm just messing around here. Um, we'll do this. Like I could try a different embedding to kind of show. This one's very abstract. I was using it with some of the ControlNet 1.1 stuff the other night, and I was getting some really wild, fun things. So one thing to keep in mind with this is you will find that in 1.5 or 2.1, some stuff won't show in here if you have one of those models selected. So keep that in mind. One of my favorite ones to test is marbling art because it's just so obvious. So let's just chill out on the Sorayama. Well, give it another go. What do we got here? These are very abstract. So this is more like what I trained it on,
Okay.
which is just totally wild. So you imagine like you've got this, like how is the image going to be reinterpreted with this as the textual inversion layer, and it gets really wild, quite fun. But you got to be wanting to create that kind of vibe. Okay, so here's just the Sorayama, which is now we're getting the Sorayama, right? We're on the default one. It's been trained on Sorayama, which is like very chrome, Whoa, that one looks crazy. All right, so let's see what we got here. Yep, very wild stuff. Love that. Looks like a Eurovision star. What is it? Famous Eurovision star on head. Verka Serduka. Is that her? Hold on, right here.
I'm not sure.
She's amazing. Don't front. If you've never watched Eurovision before, let me tell you,
Is it good?
it's there she is. It's
Okay.
it's pretty amazing, and in regards, it's been around for a really long time. Um,
I've definitely heard of it before. Yeah.
yeah, see, that's her. Uh,
Awesome.
this one's nuts. I love this
It is.
action. Just totally bizarre. Okay, so we know that that's working. Now, if I add in marbling art, like just take a look at how this changes everything. Because what is going on? Like immediately you see that there's like way more detail. Yes, the Will Ferrell Eurovision movie is where a lot of people got it. And I
Right.
was watching it before it was on Netflix. Yeah, we actually will have like a party and like so here's anyways, enough about Eurovision. Here's where the marbling art's coming in. You've got this like very interesting fabric pattern here. Look at this. You could see the background come through on these marble textures. This like so this is what embeddings can really give the power of. It's just like really changing the whole um,
Very,
image
very
in a
neat.
different way. Yeah. Okay, so let's go into extensions here. So we installed it, the embedding editor. We should have. Maybe not. Available. Embedding. Oh, no, we did. Installed. So now it says use the installed tab to restart. So we go to installed and hit apply and restart. So when you're doing an extension, you need Creators Club, you need to apply and restart, and you get this bad gateway right away. So don't worry. Situation normal. So now you reset by refreshing the browser, sorry, and this will reload the UI. Sometimes it takes a little longer. It's just some stuff on the back end. Yep, exactly. Bad gateway, A-OK. When you're installing extensions, it always breaks. There's something called a race condition on the back end, which is programming terms for something's going faster and the other thing can't keep up. And you get that, I believe you get that on local as well. So situation normal, everything messed up. All right, embedding editor. So now let's choose a different, the Sorayama stuff. Like you can see it's undertrained in stable diffusion. Like it's not like making it work properly. It's not showing the bodies with two arms. It's got like eight and that kind of thing. So so let's try a different one. Actually, Pixel, do you have a cool prompt? Like, do you want to throw an image in the chat that has a nice ping info, and
Yeah, I can
we
get
can
something up. Give me one
try
sec.
some embeddings with it?
Yep. Let me pull one up here.
So, Tatara, you see we've got this new tab here, embedding editor. This is what I'm talking about. Totally bonkers. No idea what it does. We're gonna do it live because that's part of the fun. Currently buggy and needs a minute to process. Love it. So extensions are created by developers, so we can't warranty their operation. We check everything that we install by default, but if you put in other stuff, ooh, like this, then keep in mind you may get other things. Oh,
Oh,
it's tiny
that
again.
I opened it up. That's odd. Okay, give me a sec. Let me download it. Yeah, downloaded it, opened it. That should be good.
Okay, let's see.
Nope.
Well, let's
See what happens.
Yeah, let's just
Very weird.
try. Let's just try
I
and
got
see what
another one, but that
happens.
doesn't work.
So if I pull this into ping info, what do I get? World's tiniest image. Okay. Um, so let's just send it to text image. It got the resolution right, weirdly. Look at
Okay,
that.
good enough.
So we're gonna switch to crystal clear, right?
Yep.
I think I'm running on an older version. I should get the latest version that War
I
Anakin
just
did. War
installed the
Anakin has a
latest.
beta in their Discord. Message them or at them in chat if you want to get access to the beta. They're testing out this model and it can do really high resolution photos. Andy, I know we there is weight for each word, more precision on weighting. We have no idea. We're gonna try it out. We're doing it live. We're gonna figure it out. It'll be fun. Not for long though, because we want to get to some Deforum stuff that people are asking about. But yeah, we'll try it out. See what we can get. In the meantime, we've got Crystal Clear loaded. Okay, Mage Sanctum Sanctuary. Love this.
Nice.
Just reloaded for some reason. 82 sampling steps.
Oh yeah, but 82 sampling steps and 11.5 CFG is where I live.
Really?
Yep,
Hmm.
all day long,
For every model?
everything. I mean, I'm not a huge jumper. Crystal Clear is one of my favorites. I have a couple others, but I mainly stick between 60 and 80. Always stick around 11.5 CFG. I'm a little bit more comfortable with the CFG as I am pretty particular in how I lay out my prompt, so I'm okay with going a little bit higher.
Hmm.
But again, that's just my opinion and what I do.
Yeah, I've seen some great stuff with higher CFG, and I've used in that 10.5 to 11.5 range for quite a bit. I find like with anime models in particular, they seem to respond pretty well to the CFG in that area.
Yep.
Um, but not every model does. Like I find some are just like 7, because every model's trained at 7 CFG generally. So so yeah, okay, let's
Yeah, you're correct, War. 100%.
Euler A does well with high CFG. Interesting. Okay, we got our mages. Whoa, look at that big gem.
Wow.
Awesome. That looks super cool. Love those gems.
Wow. That
Neat.
turned out all right.
Yeah, yeah, we'll dive into those. And then, whoa, that one did not turn out okay. Hands within hands. Love it.
Handception.
Handception. This one's cool. Okay, okay. How are hands?
Not the
No,
greatest.
not the greatest. Oh, we could throw bad hands in there if we wanted. This one's
Yeah, I do have perfect hands, but you could add the embedding of bad hands, yeah. Not the greatest.
nope. Looks like she broke her finger there. Okay, let's put in bad hand V4 and let's try an embedding.
Sure.
So we've got a few embeddings already loaded. Let's try flower style. I like this one quite a bit. Let's flower up for spring this little mage sanctum here. Now this one
Sure.
does change like how the people look even
Okay.
because it will put like flowers in the hair and stuff like that, but it
Yeah,
also
I think I just
changes
saw one.
yeah the characters too. Like they're you'll notice her hair's curlier.
Yep.
And the interesting thing about embeddings is you can see how they take effect like later in the steps. So having a lot of
I do,
steps with
yeah.
an embedding is good because it will allow it to add in all that extra detail. Um, yeah, awesome.
Yeah, that's very interesting to know too.
Yeah, and so in this one, it seems like we didn't get any flower. Oh, there's a flower
A little bit.
in her hair. Yeah, I think
Yep.
that's awesome. Interesting, we got like a little depth of field here. I wonder if that's the embedding. And yeah, it's just like you can see there's a different polish on the images as well, which is really great. So it worked very, very well with clarity. Got Tatera saying we need a comma here. We
Very silly,
don't necessarily, but we could. Let's just put it in the front and see what difference it makes.
I've actually, that has actually been on my mind whether or not after the last prompt word, if I need a comma going toward the embedding.
Yeah, I mean, I just use commas to organize my prompt so I understand it. And brackets would be like a logical evolution of that, right? Where you could do like powerful wizard casting a spell with a transmutation table as
Mhm.
like a bracketed segment of it. And then it
Right.
would weight that whole portion of it a little bit more. So
Oh,
here you
okay.
can see moving it to the front, we're getting a lot more of the embedding coming through. And lots of the cuteness showing up. Way more flowers, lots more flowy things, curlier hair. Even the gems are
Way
now
different.
different, right?
Way different.
Yeah. The person looks younger. So I think we could change this with the embedding editor now and see what happens. Okay, so we've got flower style. Oh my god, I have no idea what's going to happen here. Look at all this loading stuff. Let's see if it even works. Apple, banana, strawberry. What? Enter words and color hexes to mark weights on the sliders for guidance. Hint, use the text-to-image prompt token counter or web UI tokenizer to see which words are constructed with multiple subwords.
Interesting.
Computer doesn't exist in Stable Diffusion's clip dictionary. Instead, compu and tur are used. One word but two embedding vectors. Interesting. Well, I don't know if it's going to work, but
Gosh,
geez,
look at how small the slider bar is.
it just keeps going and going and going.
Wow.
All right. Andy, I don't know. Yeah, it looks pretty cool, but we'll see if it loads. In the meantime, let's pop up another one here. Why not? Yeah, it looks like it's going to take a while, is what I'm thinking too. So we'll just pop up another session. Whoa. Okay. All right. Well, let's do a training when that's ready. Um, can pre-process. I have some images pre-processed here. So these are scans I took a long time ago from a Nikon photography book. I
Oh,
love this like
interesting. Cool.
cave nuns. Like this is an actual place. It's just the
Crazy.
strangest thing, and it's a very kind of specific film style.
Yep.
And but it's also quite like the scans aren't the greatest quality. I have some like funny things on here, so this is something where I would definitely want to take some effort and like really clean up the images and stuff. But as tests, I mean, I had this on my computer already for art, so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll just use these. And then what I did is I went in and trained these already, so they've been pre-processed. A desert with a mountain range, right? Um, Looks like they're actually duplicated. So you know what? Let's oh, maybe flipped. Oh yeah, they're
Might
flipped.
be flipped. Yeah.
They're flipped. Which isn't like necessary, but you know what? Let's just delete them. Okay. So I'm going to go to train tab. So this is how you train an embedding. And there's a few things that I need to show you for Creators Club in order to get this to work. So we'll get to that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to call this darkroom test. Initialization text will be drkrm. I'm choosing something that is not promptable. So no one knows what the is, right? And then the number of vectors per token. So the more you put in here, quote unquote, you theoretically could get better quality, but this takes up prompt token space. So that might mean your prompt gets truncated or like pieces of it don't come through. So I keep it very low and you still get great results. Um, so I'm just going to
You'd
do
say between
5 here.
1 and 5, or
Yeah, 1 and 10, you know. I don't know. It's not like it's going to create more space, right? Like the embeddings are tiny, tiny, tiny. So, but it does take more vector, or sorry, token space, not vector space. Yeah. Okay. So let's create embedding here. Vectors related to tokens. Yep. Okay. Darkroom test is created. So now we want to pre-process the images. So I'm going to go to my directory in mount/private, right? Because I'm on a Creators Club session. I'm going to go to Darkroom, which is where I uploaded those photos. And that's my source directory. And I'm going to make the destination directory. I have to make a second folder. You don't have to create it. You can just write it in there and it will go. So if I do input, it will appear fine. So we'll just leave that. 512 by 512. And what I want to do is add use blip for caption. There's no existing caption, so we can just pre-process this and get it going. Good Lord, it's still trying to load whatever this is.
yeah, I don't know if that may go on.
Well, we'll just leave it. Who knows? Test it so you know whether or not to use this thing. All right, so we've got 24 images. Pretty small, all things considered, but I've had some good results. I've trained with these images checkpoints, I've trained LoRa's, and it's pretty easy to see it working because you get that film grading. Okay, so the images are processed. So if I go in here and refresh it, you see our input folder is created, and now we have a desert with a mountain range, right?
Beautiful.
Yeah, this does take a long time, and this is on our beefiest server, so I can't even imagine how long it would take on a local computer that's not so hot. Okay, so now we're ready to train. Now, this is where there's one thing you need to do when you start trying to train embeddings. If you're on Creators Club, you can do this. So keep this in mind. I will put this in the docs so people are aware of it. But you'll notice that there is in Auto 1111, there's this textual inversion template folder. When you start, this is empty. So you need to copy these text files over. Actually, Pixel, do you have a session up?
Honestly, it just ended, but I can throw another one up.
Yeah, or someone, maybe someone in the chat who has a session up. Can you just check if you have these files or not in Auto 1111 textual inversion templates? Um, you had the files already? Okay, great. If you have the files already, awesome. Just need to make sure that these are there. They're very simple, so you can edit these if you want, but it's just like basically prompting this to have a style, and it says this is the recommended way to do it. And you could make your own if you want. Probably will get better results because these are pretty default, but something to keep in mind. So if you don't have them, you can access them by logging out and logging in with the web UI as specified in the Creators Club docs here. Creators Club docs. And it talks here SD user volumes and paths, and then this is the web UI volumes and paths. So this is a separate way to log in, and you'll see that there's a textual inversion templates folder there, and then you can just move those over. Okay, so we want to use darkroom test, keep the embedding learning rate, gradient clipping disabled. Now this is interesting. So we're on a large server. We can batch this up. I batched it at 1 and it took quite a while, but it had a good result. So if we batch this at the number of images we have, This should work. And the gradient accumulation steps you keep the same as the batch size. And let's try that out. So mount slash private darkroom slash input log directory. Again, we're going to use style file words. 512, max steps 100K. Save an image to log every 500. Save a copy of the embedding. So this I'm going to... and Tatera, yeah, we did go over creating this blank embedding here. Don't want to forget that. And I'm not going to use any of these other things. We're just going to get this rolling. So let's give it a shot. Okay, so we had an error here, finished at 0 steps. And I believe that's due to the batch size. Now this error, unfortunately, we can take a look, but I believe it's related to out of memory. Yep, so I went into logs, right? I can check and I'm like, oh, it's out of memory. From my previous knowledge, I will tell you that this is now burnt and you have to create a new one. So darkroom test 2. And we'll go back to train and we'll refresh this. And we do darkroom test 2. We're going to try batch size 10. Yep, same situation. Pairing data set. So I got this working on 1. I think that might have to be the way to do it. You know, it is shifting sands. These extensions and everything update all the time. Auto updates all the time. For now, batch size 1 is the way to go. So we'll create it a third time. Create embedding. Created. And if this doesn't work, probably we'll need to start the session again, unfortunately. But let's see if we can train this. Oh, preparing data set. There it goes. See? Batch size 1. I don't know why. It's just one of those things.
Sometimes that's the way it goes.
It's the same with models too. And it's actually not that bad of a thing when you're dealing with smaller image set sizes. So a batch is how many images you load into the VRAM at one time. And the nerd analysis of it is it analyzes the vectors across everything in the batch. And so I've seen this when training on higher batch sizes in previous builds. When you process it, you'll get this amalgam when you overtrain of the training images. And you really see like like I've seen this where I had like a batch size of 4, and when I started getting into overtraining territory, there was this one combination of 4 images that made like a certain person that would pop up all the time. So yeah, it melded into one image. So when you train on batch size 1, you get the individual aspects of each image. So it's actually good to have a lower batch size in the Dream Booth sense. But when you're dealing with hundreds of thousands of images, tens of thousands of images, thousands of images, all these things really benefit from having that larger batch size because it can go through and find the general aspects of the batch in a broader sense. Meaning, you know, if you train it on 1,000, 5,000 images of a certain painter, it will be able to analyze like the style across all those images in a faster, more efficient way versus analyzing each individual image to find out what in the style is there. So anyways, long story. Here you can see we're already at 500 steps getting good results. So the batch size isn't really that important here, although it says 7 hours, right? And you can train these for quite a while. The video painting one I trained for a very long time and it wasn't getting overtrained. But as long as you want to train these, you can pretty much. It's very different from training a checkpoint or a LoRa where at a certain point it will just like immediately go um, south after it hits convergence, which is the point when you start getting like the perfect image reproduction. Well, I say perfect, but you get this like point where the training is like exactly right, and then anything after that point is worse. So just keep in mind with embeddings, it's like a lot fuzzier on convergence and overtraining. It's not as bad as checkpoints and LoRa's. Yep. You don't need to change anything else unless you know what to do exactly. Tatera, thank you for the pointers. This is great. Pop that up on there. Got some, well, yeah, the Discord previews are not doing us any favors here.
Yeah, it's really weird.
And this is still 860 seconds in, not doing anything. Okay. So this is running now. How about we spin up another session? And let's start doing some Deforum. We've got a lot to cover on Deforum, so yeah, let's check it out. And we will check out the previews and everything as they're popping up here. We're at 9. Oh, yep, good call, Anakin. Thank you for the timing. Okay, so this one is great. You're really seeing this like image, and you know in our data set here, we have that red color coming through. So you can really see that this is working. Like here, for example, this is the red color, and this one, right, there's the red. This one, it's the same red with that grading. So really like to see that. Oh, this one has a light leak here with the red. So, so that's a good sign that our training is working. And we have it set to save every oh my gosh, every 200. It's already saved like 6. Better keep an eye out. So if I want to see where those are, then I go to models. Sorry. Or is it just in embeddings? Auto 1111. Textual inversion templates. Oh, it's where I specified the. I'm just having a blank moment. Dataset directory. Oh, it's in this textual inversion. So the log directory is the output. So if I go to. Oh, I have to specify that. That's what it was. Yeah, so you have to specify it. So I actually messed this up. If you go here, you'll see it. Nope, it's not there either. Oh, log. Nope. All right, so let's find this. I'm going to interrupt because it's saving the images and the embeddings there, right? So let's do this. 500, 250, max steps 50,000. I probably only need like 10,000 honestly for this. Okay, so now here you want to specify mount /private /darkroom /train. So we're going to put it in that one that we deleted the files from. And then it will all be contained within here. Yep. Okay. So that should work. Now it's going to continue training on the same step. It's just moving the log photo or log folder. So that's good. Level, you ready to come up and join us on the stage and talk about all the exciting things you've been working on? Oh, so ready. Awesome. Let's just make sure if anyone had any questions about embedding, let us know now. We're going to move on to this and we'll check in. Here we go.
And you guys, if anything comes up later on during the community day or even after we're done live, we're always on Discord and available.
Yeah, I
What's up?
know.
What's up? Hey,
Hey,
Lee.
hey, hey.
Hey, hey. How's everyone doing?
Good, good. Wondering what the heck's going on with this embedding thing. It's fun. I want to play with that. But but yeah, you've been working on some very exciting stuff. I know you've been like quite busy this week. We got a nice little preview image there. Looks like Thailand almost.
I,
So
I find it so interesting how y'all are working on this side of Automatic 11 that I never touch.
yeah.
I never mess with this at all. I'm just waiting for the day that this is all a lot easier. But I
Mm.
definitely appreciate the work that y'all are putting in here.
Yeah, I mean, this is exciting stuff to me, and I really want to use embeddings in Deforum along with ControlNet. There's just like
I,
so
yes,
much cool stuff.
have you, I want to hear, like, I've been kind of prowling. I've been lurking in the Deforum um, Discord, trying to figure out like why ControlNet just doesn't want to adopt movement from the input video. I actually gotten it to work and I can compile the frames, but it just won't do what hybrid does, no matter
Hmm.
what I try so far.
Hmm.
So there's
Okay.
that. There's guided images. So I got into that and I realized like we had kind of answered a few questions in Discord a while back about guided images, and I was like, why are you using minus FPS max frames and stuff like that? I was like, where's that? And
Hmm.
apparently the new update for guided images has these really strange default values, which
Oh.
you really need to understand what's going on in there. And even though I understand it, it's also kind of confusing. So now I realize why people just are probably not getting it to work at all. Because I already know how to use it. It took me like I don't know 5 6 seconds to figure out exactly what was supposed to go into each little thing, and kind of figured out how to get a looping video. So we could talk about that today. I can try to
Ooh.
figure out like
Yeah. Yeah, that's
how to like
exciting.
guide people on a lame pun. But what's the last one was I think we can just do a quick hybrid test, and given that Deforum 2.3 is like really good right now, the BIF setting will give us like some really nice hybrid movement. So I guess if people want to pull up like a video that we can use for input, another one would be maybe getting like I know we don't want to do live mid journey, but if you want to pull up like if we want to make guided images like image one, image two, image three, just so we can have like a sequence of images that are relatively the same kind of image,
Hmm.
and it'll give us much better results than guided. So those are some thoughts.
Okay. Ooh. Love this one. These scans that I took are before I got the advanced scanner with the like lasers and stuff. So the the you can see the page bends and stuff on the scans. I really got to redo that one. Anyways,
Oh, I love it.
yeah, it's one of those like weird artifacts that are actually good. Um, from a
It's
bygone
just when we
era.
used to
Yeah,
scan magazine pages.
yeah,
This is my jam.
yeah,
All
yeah,
these
yeah.
images are my jam.
Okay, so let's recap what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about hybrid deform. We're going to talk about guided images, maybe making a loop. And was there something else?
What was it? Guided, hybrid, and I guess we could try control net and see why it's not working.
Oh
Just do
gosh,
an
no,
input
no,
video.
no, no. I can't do that. there's like,
Okay.
there's a lot to that, and we're working on figuring it out. But a lot of it is like, could be held behind like different versions of things that we have. We like to freeze versions that work and use them as long as we can while we're testing out other like parts of the build, watching updates come in. There hasn't been any updates from Auto in a little while here, which is why you're seeing
Yeah.
like people like release Vlad, the new Auto, and stuff like that. So we're
Is
constantly
Auto
evaluating
11
that stuff.
dead?
Yeah, right.
Is Vlad
Oh my
is
gosh.
boring? Is every
YouTube
day there's an
YouTube
update.
headline. Yeah, yeah.
I know it's really good. It's like a yeah. Anyway, not to be negative. So just a quick, yeah, I guess what I was going to say is that I think kind of for me too, just as kind of a user, if you hit Control Net right in front of you on this tab, I'll just show you what I mean. You don't have to do it, but I can just show you. Hit Enable over here.
Yeah.
And so it kind of it pulls it all up, and you have Canny, you have all the preprocessor stuff, but it's not like image to image tab, right? So it's excuse my guys, I'm just a little bit kind of sick this week, so forgive me. Um, so in this control net video input, this is really interesting because you can just drag a short MP4 into this panel,
Yeah,
and it does something to the yeah.
but this is the
So this
problem.
yeah so
This is the problem with
yeah go ahead.
our setup is some parts of auto will use like this input thing, and if you drag an MP4 on there, it doesn't upload it to our cloud storage. It just sits locally on your computer and looks like it's loaded in the UI, but it's actually on your local computer. So then
I
when you
see.
try to
Okay.
run the control net, it just doesn't take the video input because it's looking for a file that's not there. So this input
Well,
video
wait though.
path
Actually,
would
so
work though.
yeah.
So this is this
But let
it,
me ask you
you
though,
could
just
do
because I'm
this
thinking
here.
it did that. Yeah. Well, what I was going to say is that it does create the input frames, but then the input. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I got to check that. Maybe it was too late and I forgot. Okay, I'll try this again.
I
It
do
does
have some
work though. It
good.
does actually compile a video.
Yeah, I do have some good.
That's in progress.
I know it's weird. Like we had the same issue with the like batch image to image stuff. Is it's like you can put a video in and split it to frames, but you can't like use those frames afterwards.
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess because my local build won't like will spit out the frames, but it won't render past frame two. But
Hmm.
y'all, run diffusion will render the whole. Will basically it'll look like it finished the entire process, but it won't look like the frames are not hybridized.
All right.
So
Well,
anyway,
we can't really
it's
talk about
what
it
it
now
is.
because we're trying to make things easy for community members, right? But this is what's going on behind the scenes. We're constantly like testing this stuff, constantly finding out what's broken, why. Even in some cases, like Deforum communicating with the developers and be like, "Hey, this doesn't work for cloud. I'm trying to fix it." I do have some fun images here. So how about these? These are 90s CGI. What do you
This
think?
is what I got. This is what I got started in like
Yeah.
3D Max.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is like an interesting little sequence, though, right? Like it's kind of
Although this
cool.
is even earlier. This is like when I was probably a young teenager, and they were doing this on with code. So it's a little
Amigas.
bit more
Yeah.
of
Oh,
like the
yeah.
91, 92 era stuff.
Yeah. So, oh, this is what it's from. Look at this. It's from a book. Computer images.
And it's
uh,
always a nostalgia trip watching the stuff you train.
yeah. I haven't trained this or anything, but I think it'll be good for guided. Um,
Mm.
and maybe we can use that Laura that I trained for the Creators Club members and see how that looks in Deforum because this it has a sort of similar airbrush style, so that could be kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
No,
love
no, the
that
control
light
net question
leak.
I think was a little selfish on my behalf. I just wanted to see what your take was
We'll
why
get it working
why
for
it
you.
started to pretend to work. Yeah, no, it's exciting. I want to see.
Yeah, we'll get it going. Okay, let's disable that. All right, so
Definitely.
we'll get it unload. Boop.
So
Let's
I guess let's talk about
guide it.
guided first.
Yeah.
I think because it's a nice topic, and I know how to solve like at least getting into it and getting results. And
Hmm.
I know, and I'm almost certain that no one wants to go through what I had to deal with.
I'm just gonna
Because you
pre-process
got to
them real quick, so that they're like, what resolution do you want to do?
let's do maybe like 512 by 832. It's a 2 by 3 mid journey shot style like framing, and you kind of get like a taller image, but it
Uh,
doesn't do the double heads or double things. So 832 is pretty
so
safe.
wide, we'll do like a 832 wide.
Oh, no, 832 tall, like 512
Yeah,
by
so the
832.
source images are wide.
Okay, whatever you want. It really doesn't matter. It just
Okay.
matters that they're relatively the same framing and relatively the same object, and relatively the same color. And that just means that like we could guide the images that are completely unrelated, but
Hmm.
you're not going to get great results. So that's the whole point here. Just let's try and start off with assets that are pretty good. I mean, I don't know if you see my post in community, you'll see that I took a screenshot of my folder of the wolves that I rendered in Midjourney, and you'll see how close they are. Like if you use the same seed
Oh
and the
yeah,
same pose,
yeah,
you're going to end up with a really decent setup for guided, and then you're on your way.
yeah.
Okay,
And I
so
guess you could use ControlNet to make stuff too, right? Like there's a
oh,
lot of
sure, an open
potential there.
pose. Yeah,
Yeah,
pose
yeah,
editor is perfect for it. So,
yeah.
so basically, we need like maximum 5 images, or we could even just do 3 images. Like start from one, go to one, go back to one. But I think 5 is probably good, so we have a range. So just find 5 images of anything, of any person or any face, just in the same style, relatively like it was the next pose. Um, so that's your challenge. Well, I watch and enjoy a smoke for a second.
Well, I really want to see what. No, I know. I should do that, but I'm very coarse of.
Oh, do you want me to post my? We can just use my wolf images
Well,
if
well,
you
I
want.
wanted to use the computer images here to see what will happen. So
I
I'm
okay,
I'm being
okay,
a bit
great. Yeah,
selfish now. Let's try it out. Let's
please, no,
try it
no,
out.
do it. But
Yeah,
let's try and get Um, yeah, let's just. I guess.
give it a go. Let's see what
Yeah, let's
happens.
watch it. Let's do it. Do it live.
It says waiting here. So let's just take a quick look. Oh, same directory specified as destination. That's my bad. Um, oh, we'll do img. Okay, preprocess. There we go. Cool. So going back over to Deforum. So let's see here. We've got height 512, width we're gonna do. I believe it was 768. Is what I was doing on this tab. Yep. And
Yeah.
keyframes. Let's get this guided image part working. Oh gosh, yeah. Look at this stuff.
Yeah, so I didn't realize this. So when I learned guided images back in February, it wasn't like this when you opened it up for
Mm-hmm.
default. And
Mm-hmm.
I learned it, and I just followed the directions and tried a bunch of stuff and learned what the settings were. So
Mm-hmm.
then the other day when we were kind of commenting on it, I was like, what is this max FPS -1 and all this stuff? Like, where is it? And I finally went back and found this. So let's just go through the settings and just change them to the correct settings.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess if you want, we can talk about each one, but just so I don't go off on my typical meandering.
Well,
So the
this
main thing, yeah,
well this looks like tweening, right? This max F20 thing. Isn't that like some kind of tween thing going on?
right. So I don't know if hi there, human is going to come and correct, but like, I'm sure I understand what these functions look like. I'm not sure if they're actually working as functions. Right. I think they're just representative of a value here, which is max frames minus a certain value.
Look at
So
like
I could
no
be
one
wrong here.
no one knows. Everyone's
Yeah,
like, "What is
yeah, I
this?"
checked this. Yeah, no, but so to me, I read it because like in Cinema 4D, you can do timeline stuff like that, where you do like dollar, or in Houdini, where you're using dollar signs to create functions of number of frames or camera moves. So anyway, long story short, here you just want to input the same way you would deform prompting. You do like frame zero image path, and you're set.
Hmm.
All of that you can just delete and forget that you know. So that's the
Uh,
first thing. So
okay.
let's just put image one.
So let me
Uh,
just I realized I didn't rename them. So I'm gonna go into guided images here. Oh yeah, these got to be renamed. So we'll do like I'm not gonna write that out. Image
yeah,
one.
shorter, and one. Yeah, exactly. One, two, three.
So if that's image one, this would be image two,
Yeah, I mean,
and
if
this would
you
be
want to
image
bother, why don't you
three.
just label them all? So just have an image one, two, three, four, five, six, etc.
Yeah.
This is actually just interestingly a segue, just a side tangent, which is the side of AI that I really want is a little pop up that says, "Please rename these sequentially for me."
Oh, totally, totally.
What
It'll
is that
happen.
AI?
It'll
Can
happen.
somebody
Well,
make
it needs
that
to be
AI
built
for
into
me
the
right now?
OS, and then put into like our file
Yeah,
browser,
I'm
and yeah,
I'm still labeling layers and sorting layers and stuff. So AI hasn't taken.
it
We're
hasn't
not an
taken the
AGI
job
just
yet.
yet.
Yeah. Image seven. Okay. So one, two,
Okay, great.
three, four, five. I think these are the same. Let's see. Nope. Okay, it's slightly moved. Looks like a similar scan though. I'm going to delete image 2 actually. Just duplicate. Okay, so we'll go.
Look, the more disparate they are, the more you'll see the effect. But
Yeah.
I guess ultimately, once you see the effect, you'll want something that's more sequential so that you get a better result.
Oh, this is looking really cool here. We're going to get a
Oh,
bunch of embeddings from this, and then we'll
yeah.
be able to compare them. So, okay, so IMG, and then we start with image 2. Dot,
I
are
love
they
how
pings?
AI now
Pings.
has we've re what did they say? We've re-co-opted the word, or co-opted the word embeddings from the military. It's like the more you say embeddings, I'm like, where did I hear that before? I'm like, oh shit, the run up to the Iraq War.
What? I don't remember that.
So, you know when they started to embed reporters in war zones
Oh,
and be
okay.
oh embedded, they're so embedded, and
Right, right.
I don't know. It's the first time the word embedding has come up in like 20 years that I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
wait, why is everyone saying the same word? It's a trigger.
Oh, so how many frames should we
Anyway,
start off with here? Maybe
I think the simplest thing and the quickest thing to get a quick result is one, two, one. So start with the image one, go to image two, and come back to image one, just so that you can really see what happens. And I can also address the idea of like how
sure.
to get it to loop right, because
Yep.
looping is kind of why you want to do guided. I mean, for me, for example, I want to do guided looping, but looping is actually really finicky because there's something, there's the whole there's the whole noise and like adhering to, frame one and adhering to frame, your max frame.
Oh, so
So
we do only need
anyway,
two here? So like just like this?
so this will work. It'll basically try and clean from 0 to 100. So I
Oh,
would say add a third one,
yeah.
like, and let's do it as 60s, right? So 0, 60, 120 here because
Okay,
it's
gotcha.
good intervals of 30. Yeah.
Right, right. So we want to keep
Right,
these as our frame rate will be 30 or
right.
15.
Kill,
Yeah.
yeah, 15, 30 exactly. And then pretty much max frames always defaults at 120, and that's kind of 2 seconds. So 60, 30, or that's a good way to think about it.
Hmm.
So for me, yeah, so I guess image two, image three, image two, you got to kill the comma after that last
Oh, yeah,
frame.
right, right.
Yeah. And then, so the idea here is that at frame zero, it's diffusing image two based on your initial noise, right? The initial noise starts at 0.75 image strength schedule. You see that?
Hmm.
So that's basically kind of it's the same as typical deform. And then on frame 60, it's trying to diffuse to frame three, and on 120, it's going to try to come back to two. So these values are really interesting, blend factor, max, etc. The one that's really important here is the tweening frame schedule,
Hmm.
which is 20 frames. So on frame 60, it's going to say, oh, this is image three, and it's going to spend 20 frames trying to diffuse into it from frame 60, not from frame 40
Oh.
to 60.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
And that's a little weird way of thinking about it. Okay, so that's another thing. And then the next big thing is the seed scheduling. So if you, same thing with the default values. So if you open up seed, you'll see why the default values are so weird. Hit schedule.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
I
What
don't,
is
I
this
don't
nonsense?
imagine. Oh, but wait. Actually, it's very important to understand what's trying to be conveyed here. So I would actually just delete the weird values. So start from the left. So your frame zero, and instead of f, just put um, a value, like a seed value, right? I would do something a little simpler because you want to replicate it later. Just do one number here for a second.
Do one
So
number?
yeah, so for
Okay.
yeah, just do one number so we can read it just a little better, right? So on frame zero, your seed is five, right?
Hmm.
And the idea here is that that's the capture of the first frame diffuse. Frame one, right after it diffuses the first frame, you jitter the seed to something else. Whatever.
Hmm.
Now it's just -1. So the comma right after that, the base default of this idea of guided images is that you basically have a zero frame, you have a one frame, then you have a max frame -1, and then a max frame. So how many frames do you want this to really go? Let's say you want, like default is 120. So the next number in this sequence is 119. Does that make sense?
Yep, because it's just before the 120.
right, and it has to be relative to the frame before that. So that seed would also be -1.
Okay.
And then the frame after that would be max frames, so 120. And in that value, you replicate frame 0. You're
5.
basically enclosing this, um, this what is it called? This string, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're creating an enclosed string around the animation itself, right? So from frame 0 to max frames, you're creating like this kind of circular loop. That's the way to look at it. So this is what the default setting should be without all those numbers and stuff. So if this is what you want, if you ever get in here and you want to play with it, this is where you should start, and then you can do other things. Is my recommendation.
So this is what I'm thinking here. So you've got seed 5, and then
Correct.
it's immediately shifting to a random seed, but because of the strength schedule, because of like our settings, it's not going to change the image 100%. It's going to just give it like a glide from one seed to another. And there's two seeds, one's at 119, so it's going to glide from a random seed to a random seed and then back to 5 in the very last frame.
Right. And you could, what I do typically is instead of -1, -1, I'll define the seed that I want there. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
put something like whatever, 888, but it just has to match.
Mm-hmm.
And I would only say it just has to match for the first pass, just so you understand what's happening with the animation.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could add stuff in between. But this is where all animations, when you do guided for the first time, they start getting deep fried basically towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me like 50, 60 efforts to really get through and figure out what this was doing and why it was like no matter what I would do, it just get deep fried. And then you understand this, which is you have to absolutely kind of follow this method to get the right results, or at least to get in the right direction. So that's
Yeah.
a really important part. Hmm.
So the other things I just did here is I put zoom. Again, that's an area where there's an equation. We're just going to put it as static here. So it says static equals 1. We're
Oh,
just putting 1.
yes, but there's something really important here. This is different than 3D deforum.
Yes.
Remember when we were doing this back in the day? This is where you put 1 for it to be 0,
Mm-hmm.
for it to be static. And in deform camera in 3D, if you put it at 1, it's going to keep moving forward. So deform 3DZ is 0 for
Mm-hmm.
static.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to denote that.
They
Okay,
they
so
couldn't
this is your basic
couldn't
setup.
keep the same. Yeah. So then I zeroed out everything
I
else.
know.
So this is not going to move the camera. All right. We're on 2D mode. We're not moving the camera. We just want to see it move between our images.
Right, but we're going to do the camera like little handheld camera trick afterwards
Great.
because it does help it a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, cool. And if you probably haven't heard of that before, but LevelBevel has come up with a really unique way to provide a consistency in Deforum while still giving like a little bit of movement and breathing and life to the image, which also helps the diffusion. So just hold on one sec here. Come here, come here, come
And
here.
I've been playing with those too recently with the letters that I've been
I
doing
love you.
where instead of
Have fun.
moving
Say hi to
minus
your
point
sister.
oh one point one between like 50 frames, I'm oscillating between like 200 frames. So it's very subtle moving it left and right because you don't want to give people motion sickness either. But
Or strobe them, you know.
or
Yeah.
oh my god, please with the flashing light stuff. I tend to like I have yeah. I feel
Okay.
like I should put stuff in front of my content.
Let's get to our prompts. So nice. Pixel just did. I think you're gonna have to redo that image there. We've got level bevel, myself, more lipstick. Yes, definitely. Adjust the makeup.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see
Oh, hey
here.
there, Pixel.
Yeah,
How are
pixel.
you? I'm actually, this
Good.
is really
I,
interesting, guys, because I don't have anywhere close to the amount of time in the forum, and this
Hmm.
is definitely helpful.
awesome. Pixel, I just to because we want to hear you more. You are actually pretty low.
Am I?
if I'm being
Okay.
honest.
Give me a
Right?
quick.
Yeah,
Here.
right, Revolve? I feel
I
like
can hear
I'm
you
getting
both equally. I hear you
really?
both. Yeah,
Okay, maybe it's just me then.
yeah.
Okay,
And
okay.
Pixel, just so you know, like level goes by they or she, so just keep that in
Thank you.
mind. Yeah,
Okay. Awesome.
yeah. All right, cool.
All right,
So
so
we got
so
the
one thing
basic.
here,
Oh, wait, yeah, go ahead.
I think it's important that we note that we are still in 2D mode up here, right? We can do hybrid, oh sorry, we can do guided in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
So I know we didn't do that, but I like it's interesting. We're going to get different results, is what I'm saying. I just completely forgot that we didn't click that. That's why I was like, oh, why are we doing 2D? And that's cool, you know, because I was doing 2D for that other thing I showed you, the pixel art thing.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, I don't know. Do you want to switch it to 3D and wrap, which is the typical thing?
I think so because they're
Yeah,
sort of like
let's do that.
3D images, right? So
Yes, for sure. So
yeah, okay.
3D and wrap is better.
Yep.
Sorry that for that. I should have noticed that.
No, it's okay. I said it and I didn't really think about it either. So here we're going to need to change the zoom to 0, right?
Exactly.
It does
Exactly.
say static equals 1 here still.
Actually, oh, maybe, yeah,
Maybe they
maybe
changed
it's
it.
the guided images thing. Yeah, I don't
Okay,
know.
okay.
Oh my God.
Oh, so confusing. Okay, so let's. Oh,
None
it's
of,
still loading something here somehow.
oh, that's why. That's why. No.
Look, okay, I'm giving up on this guy. I don't think this is gonna work.
Yeah,
It's
that's
so
what we.
funny. These orange spinny things have been giving me like triggers all day because of I don't know what's going on with the servers, but I've been doing these letters and numbers every day, and I think I
Mm,
just had 4 sessions with that infinite processing thing going on. Not to whine and complain about
well,
server crap today, but
I found out
yeah.
something the last night. I went to a show called Depths of Wikipedia, which is like a live comedy, and they have an Instagram account, which is hilarious. If you don't follow it, you definitely should. And that spinny thing that we just saw, like with the server spinning up, apparently the technical
Hmm.
term for that is a throbber.
I'll take it.
I was like, all right. And then someone yelled at the audience when she said that. Like, someone yelled out, like, that was something I did not need to know. So it was funny. Anyways, okay, so we've got our images. Are we ready to move on to prompts here? Oh, wait, translation Z
Yeah, I
was a
think
little.
I think it
Yep,
was just
yep, got to
it was
catch
still it
that.
was still on 2D. Yeah.
So now we're 3D, we're
So
wrapped. We've got no movement. Um,
yeah, we have no movement, right? We have
yep.
the main thing here. Okay, so it's important to note this image strength schedule, just so that like when we hit render, we know that it's basically trying to diffuse at 75, at 0.75 here. So it's close to your image, but it's also creative. There is no
Mm.
CFG scale here to really play with in terms of the guided images schedule. But if you, let's say, okay, let's just run a test before I get into my thing.
Well, we need
I
a
can get on a
prompt.
soapbox way too easily.
We need a
Okay, yeah. So
prompt. Yeah.
let's delete all this and make this first prompt one word. Oh, you don't have to erase all of it. Just just
Just
the first.
this.
Just yeah, exactly.
One
Let's
word.
do
Let's do Taurus,
well.
which is
Why don't we do
mathematical.
why don't we do like planet like Earth-like planet with because it basically looks like a planet, but it's already a torus, so maybe it'll apply kind of planetary.
Hmm.
Well,
Okay.
no, actually, this is sorry. I'm mixing my techniques. No, you're right. Exactly. Define the exact image. Sorry. Define the exact image. That's the point.
Earth-like planet. Taurus. Okay. Oh,
I,
Earth-like planet
I
in
apologize. No,
space.
no, I screwed up. We're not doing hybrid here. You're trying to actually put the prompt to emulate the image that you already put in there. It's not going to. Isn't that the point here? We're trying to basically see how we can. Okay, so sorry. Let me rewind for one
I
moment.
see.
The
I see
point
where
of
you're going. Yep.
guided
Yep.
is like we want to take an image from some other program or from Stable and basically make a sequence of images like a movie and
Yep.
really stick to that image thing.
Yep.
So yeah, so yeah.
Let's try
So if
this.
you have
I
yeah,
think
do you have a prompt? Yeah, okay, go
no,
for it.
no. This is it. We're doing it on the fly. I mean, if you look at
All right,
this,
let's do it. Let's do it.
I don't know. What would you
I would
call
say
that?
maybe two interlocking toruses, 90s retro style.
Oh, that's what we were gonna do is use the see if I could use the Laura.
Let's do it. I love it.
Okay. Um,
Yeah, two interlocking tori, and 90s retro style maybe.
mathematical diagram. We shouldn't need to,
Mathemagical diagram. Yeah.
we shouldn't need we shouldn't need the 90s style if we're using my Laura. If that come, oh no, I'd
Oh,
have to
okay.
prompt it
Okay.
in. Wait, so we go here, this, and I did test this.
I'm actually
I
curious
thought
to
I got
see
it
if
to
that
work,
works.
honestly. So like this
All right.
and like that, and then AB retro. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Init is
So that's
fine. We
all you
don't need
really need. And
there.
it is fine.
We don't need that. This is 15, which is
Um,
great.
I think here we could probably go like, so think about it. We're doing 20 frames for a tween, right? A tween means from one frame to the next, it's going to interpolate and create images in between that. So I think it's probably good to kind of keep your frame rate, just so you can see it better, so similar to what that tween is. So I typically do like 20 is a weird frame, FPS, so I'd
Mm-hmm.
probably
Mm-hmm.
do 24 or 29 or 30. It helps a lot with hybrid. Hybrid is a kind of interesting thing. Like there is that effect that happens where it looks like a slideshow, where
Mm.
one image is fading into the next and fading into the next. And what I really wanted is to figure out how you make it really look like closer to animation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're trying to do here.
All right, let's see if we
So
can
yeah,
get it to work. Ooh, it's
yeah,
getting real weird on this side. We were almost
getting
done
hot.
the 10,000 steps. That's cool.
That needs like a
Oh,
saxophone solo.
so we got an error.
Okay, so image path is correct. Did we have all the commas?
Oh, image path. I wonder.
Maybe that's not it. Maybe that's not it. Maybe it's the prompt. Let's look at the prompt and the commas in the prompt. What I was remember I texted you. I messaged you about this. It's no longer giving us the correct error in
Mm.
Deforum.
Mm-hmm.
It's just giving error, and I don't know what error it really is.
So that's
That's
valid.
right. Maybe just try it without the. Maybe just try it without the like the.
Laura.
Yeah. Just who knows? Yeah, the lorem thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just in
Mm-hmm.
case it's that.
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay. Let's put it back.
Was this the way that you were using guided images slash image?
I put it in that folder, in init images,
That shouldn't matter. But
but I
you
guess
were calling a
that
mount
shouldn't
mount
matter.
slash private
Yeah.
and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Okay, so that should
That's
be fine.
correct. Okay, let's scroll. Maybe it's something in the seed scheduling that
Well,
we're
this
like,
is
maybe
still
something
going
wrong
on,
with the syntax.
whatever that is.
Ah, that might, that's like, what is that? That is,
I think it's control net, right? Because we enabled it and then disabled it.
I think that's, what tab is it? It's keyframe tab?
Keyframes.
It's perspective flip.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. It's been happening lately with the kind of when switching 2D to 3D. Some of these things are not loading up. Yeah,
Oh yeah, look at that. It's still going. Hmm.
that's strange.
Well, that's a bummer.
I
Should
don't know. Do
we
you want?
reset it or?
I don't know. Should we try it in 2D mode? Is it 2D? That's like, will 2D work?
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe just run another session and hit the same thing and see if it unlocks.
Yeah. Save settings. I wonder if we're even
Out of
getting the
strangeness.
Deforum. Thanks, War Anakin. 2 minutes ago. Is this our settings? Yeah, two interlocking tori. Okay. So we have the settings then. So let's just stop
hmm
this one. There's the throbber.
That's
I'm
the
gonna have to
ultimate.
implement that with my team. All right, team, we're doing a throbber this week.
And we'll boot up another one. Unfortunately, this is the
I
reality of working on the cutting edge is if it doesn't work, turn it off, turn it on, try it again. Um, Tends to work.
I was gonna say I like the what is it, the crystal clear model pixel?
Yep.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
crystal clear.
Look, I'm loving like how those kind of resolutions, and it's a lot of processing though to render stuff like that for animation. It's crazy, but soon.
Oh, we're and his team have done a fantastic job. It's such a unique and diverse model.
Super dope.
Spinning up. All right, this is done. Training finished. So this is actually a good opportunity for us to
Wow.
try it out.
Okay.
So let's open this up. And oh, we need to go into Web UI and textual inversion. Okay, so test 3. Now we have, here's the image embeddings, which is actually like a version of the embedding that can be used. If I go to embeddings themselves, you'll see we have these. The step counts are actually wrong because remember we did, oh no, this should be right. Yep, we've got 1400 steps here. Um, no, wait, this one didn't complete. Oh, we moved the log, didn't we? We put it in SD user. That's right. So it was here in darkroom. Ah, right. My memory. It is going in my old age. Okay. Train. There it is. Darkroom 3 test. Okay.
You
So
so
now
old.
we've got all the embeddings and all
He
the.
just had a birthday and it's hitting him real hard.
Yeah, I did. So
Oh
this is
no.
interesting. This one looks very similar to one of the. I'm pointing at my screen. You guys can't see me, of course. It looks very similar to some of the training images. These ones as well. Love this one. No idea what's going on there. This is great. This is awesome. So this is another sign that it's overtrained because there's an exact cathedral like this. So we've got some interesting ones. Some of these seem a little undertrained now, but this one like the person laying in the street. So we've got like
I
quite a
love it now.
mix.
Very cool.
Have you ever used one of those Diana cameras? You know, the blue, like cute plastic cameras that do the square images.
Like a
I
Polaroid
have to find
camera.
that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Polaroid camera, but it has a very particular look. It's a lomography. That's what it is.
Oh,
Lomography
I
camera.
haven't. I haven't.
And I have tons of images like that I've taken on film
Oh,
that
awesome.
this is reminding me of right now, like
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah, you should definitely
Fantastic.
do that. Okay, so we're going to copy them from, this is our log directory. We're copying them to our embeddings folder, and they will all show up. There we go, dark room. So if I go over here and go to text to image and pop this open, textual inversions, hit refresh. Bum, 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 bum. There we go.
Revolve, that's crazy. I just didn't think to even do that, but it's true. I have like 200 of those images from New York from like, you
Oh,
know,
awesome. Yeah, you
they
got to
they
you got
all
to do
look
that.
like that. Yeah, I gotta train them, of
And then
course.
make Deforum videos out of it.
My gosh, like just hipster New York from like mid Iraq war era. Gosh,
Yeah, totally. Okay,
this is
so
wild.
we're going to set up a grid on this one for X, Y, and then we will compare all of these. So first thing we need is a prompt. We're going to use the standard Sable diffusion, and let's not get too complicated with the prompt, but we want something interesting. So we will do dead end of a road, um, rural Arizona, uh, 60s vibes, signpost, empty road, and what else?
Lost Highway.
Lost
Lost Highway.
Highway. I don't want. I was
Some
like
hip
directed by
hippies.
David Lynch, but we don't want to get like too much
Yeah.
too much in there in regards to like individual people because that will really skew it, and we want to find out what our embedding is doing, right? So
Directed by Michael
I'm actually going to
Bay.
take Lost Highway out because it might pull the movie in, and then we might get like
Okay,
the
fair,
film
fair.
grading or something like that. Even 60s vibes is probably a bit too weird. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to pull in Darkroom Test 3. And now here we're going to weight it, and we're going to weight it with stir. Oh no, wait. Sorry, we need this first. We need dash num, which will be the number of steps, and then colon str for the strength, and we put it in brackets and put some blurry down here. Well, not even blurry, whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, so let's close this. Sampling steps, I want to do a bit more. We're going to keep it 512 by 512 because that's what the embedding was trained on. And batch size 1. So now in scripts we go XYZ plot. We're going to go prompt search and replace, prompt search and replace. Here we go num, here we go str. So in str we're going to do 0 0.5, 0 0.6, 0 0.7, 0 0.8, 0 0.9, 1, 1.1, 1.2. And in num, now we need the steps. So I am going to go from num starting at 2000, 2500, 3000, 3500, 4000, 4500, 5000. You get the idea. So this will help us narrow down which is the best of all the ones we trained. Interestingly, the num and strength values will actually be our 10,000 trained steps. Oops, take this out, put it here. That's better. All right, so let's hit go, and away it goes. Okay, so it's going to start training. You can see it's coming through nice and bright. We've got the exact same film grading as the scans, which is awesome. And we've got some creepy looking roads. Okay, so now we are back here. We're going to go to Deforum. Now this is how you get Deforum settings loaded, and it is a hack. I apologize about that.
I
So
tried this and it still didn't work.
yeah, I know it's a little weird. Okay, so SD user, and we go
I swear I'll
images.
start using it once the prompt comes back normally, like in three different fields. The whole like breaking the prompt apart again is about the same amount of time as retyping in
Oh,
every
yeah,
single
yeah,
prompt.
yeah. I remember that from last time. LevelBevel uses a different way of prompting when they're doing like longer things, which you can talk about when we get to hybrid. But for now, so we've renamed it Deforum settings. I'm going to copy it, and I'm just going to put it in the base directory here.
Okay.
You can see I've already got one there, right? So the reason why is because, oh, and I can close this guy. Yep. Still going. Okay. So here, you notice it's worded the exact same. So I go mount slash. For some reason, it only works if it's
Mm-hmm.
deforum underscore settings dot text, and
Right.
there it goes. It
Okay.
worked.
Okay. All right. I
Keyframes,
stand corrected. I'll have to try it
prompts,
again.
yeah, and it's a weird one. Like it's you have
It
to
just
name it.
errors out on me and I
It
can't mess with it.
exactly, and then it's broken forever. So if you mess this up, it will break it. You have to name it deforum underscore settings. It will not pull it in if it has any other name.
Okay, I'm gonna try it right after
So
this
it's
community.
so
I
silly.
have to.
Let's
It's
just say
driving me crazy.
it's silly. Okay.
It's
Um,
silly.
very silly. We've got guided images, cool, enabled, excellent. Guided image schedules. Okay, so let's just try generate.
Nice, Fred. I don't know. I don't know. Like it seems like it should work for me, but it doesn't. I feel like some of my sessions are really finicky. I want it to work.
Let's just see what was that in response to. Ah, error again.
All right,
Hmm.
did we get the bottom? Is the bottom loaded?
Yep.
Okay, it is. All right, we're good here. So let's see. So you got the commas in the right place. That's correct. Seed schedule syntax. I think that could be it. All right, so let's look at this again. I feel like it's missing. Let's see. Is it missing quotes somewhere? No, we don't need quotes here, right?
The spaces.
Do we need quotes around
Oh, the
the
frame
zero?
number.
I think we. I don't.
It
Maybe
doesn't need
not
it
though.
elsewhere. Just in the prompts, it
It
needs
doesn't.
it.
No. Okay, let's try this again. So we have guided images running. Strength is fine. This looks all fine, so I'm not sure why it's erroring out. It's weird. I mean, you can easily test this by deleting everything and just leaving frame zero. It'll deep fry, but at least you know it works.
Yeah, but I don't think it's the seed. It. Oh, we're on 3D mode. There's no motion.
I don't know.
Shouldn't this
It
be?
shouldn't really matter. It really shouldn't matter though.
Well, all this is zero though. Shouldn't one
You
of
want
these
to try guided images in 2D mode? I don't know. Maybe
one? Don't
right. Yeah.
doesn't this speed set by FOV? Where's the motion? Keyframes. The prompt is fine.
You want to kill the neg?
Yeah, that shouldn't do anything, but
Because
let's get
nothing is
rid of it.
happening.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
All this looks normal.
cadence. This we checked, it was fine. This we checked was fine. I wonder. Oh, well, let's try that. Doesn't look like it. 'Cause it's Z that we have to do, right? Wouldn't Z be move canvas away from the view?
Yeah, you can put one in there, but I'm almost certain it's not going to do something. I don't know. I'm feeling like maybe I had the settings on 2D mode recently. Check check guided images readme. Does it say 2D mode?
Only works with 2D or 3D.
Oh, okay.
C behavior
Yeah.
will be set on schedule. First and last keyframe images should match.
Are your keyframe guide is this path, this mount private guided images path correct? Are you sure those are correct? It looks like they are, but
Yeah, so
can't
it's
see it.
mount slash private here, right? And then um, guided images, IMG,
Right.
IMG 1 and 2. Oh, there's no IMG 2.
Oh, there we go.
That was it. All right, mystery solved, everyone. Good job. Okay, um, clearly my mistake. Anyways, it's my birthday
I
yesterday.
thought you were
Let's take a
doing
break.
some like 4D chess with that, starting with frame two. I was like, Revolve knows what they're doing.
Yeah, not quite.
There we go. All right, so two Tori dancing.
Interesting. How's
Exactly. Happy
our?
belated birthday. I didn't want to
Thank
bring it
you.
up, but since Pixel said
Mention
so.
it. Yeah. Hey, this looks really
40,
cool.
40s are okay. The 40s are okay. Wow.
All
That
right.
actually looks like a great like pattern on its own.
Oh yeah, totally.
Ooh,
Right.
the guys.
All right. So these are big files. You'll want to download it locally to take a look at it. I'm already loving. You can see the progression of it. Training. There's some very interesting variations here. What I've noticed in these XY grids is there's like a wave phenomenon where like there will be certain ones that look really good um, with just certain steps. And I don't know if that's per seed or what. You have to kind of play around with it and try a bunch of different seeds and try it a bunch of different, but you can really narrow in on it and figure out which one's the best. This
Well,
is
couldn't
going
you
on.
theoretically like curate the best and then retrain it or something? Like, how would
Yeah,
that
you could
work?
like narrow in on it. So let's see what
Mm,
we've got here. So starting at num is overtrained. So you can see 10,000 steps is gone, right? This is just wrecked. Um, if we go over here, these are scan patterns that are coming through, right? So this is like trained too much. It knows too much. Whereas you see with the strength 0, this is like standard stable diffusion. So nothing's really coming through there except in like this 7,000 one, which is really interesting. Um, so this 1.1 and 1 are what we're looking for. We don't, the other ones are interesting in regards to like finding out how the textual inversion performs over different strengths. But what we're really looking for is 1. And you can see here it starts going black and white and then almost like comes back a little bit of the color at the end there. So this is 7,000 and then it looks like it kind of breaks after 7,000. 4,000, we're getting some of it, but I'm thinking 6,000 might even be overtrained, and maybe it's just this 5,000 that we're looking at. So let's take a look. Okay, 5,000 looks broken, but I really like this, and I like this, and I like this. So to me, it feels like 5,000 is maybe good.
Revolved, I'm not sure we're seeing. Do you have the larger image pulled up?
Oh,
I'm not
god
sure
damn
we're
it.
seeing that.
Okay, hold on, hold on.
I'm like, gosh, am I?
Are you blind? I'm like zooming all around and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, look at this, and then you guys can't even see.
Can I just say though, there's an interesting pattern to the whole grid. It looks like it's going kind of left to right, left to right, left to right, left to right, but this whole row, this whole vertical, like, five, 6 rows from the right, looks like it all kind of fits in the same pattern from top to bottom. Or is it? Oh, it is doing that. Okay, sorry. I'm yeah. Never mind. Never mind. I'm an idiot.
All good. No, no, no. This is interesting. So the two
I
bottom
couldn't
ones
see a
are
mistake.
yeah, it's like 1.1 and 1.2. It's almost like pushing it to overtrained in the prompting, which you can get some really interesting results. But we're trying to focus on this one category and just finding where the best one is. Um, looking at it, you've got this kind of like broken one here, which is interesting because the 6,000 like pulls in nice at 0.9, but when you get it to 1, you get this like broken stuff. Um, so what I'm thinking is it looks like here 6,500 to 7,000 or 5,000 maybe 5,500. I think I'm liking this one, 6,500 or 7,000. So what we can do is narrow this down and try some different seeds if we wanted. So let's do another seed, except this time I'm going to really reduce it. So we're going to take out all of these, take out all of those, and all of these. And now we'll just run 2 of those with different seeds so we can try it out. All right, you ready to see the video? I'm excited.
Let's see this damn thing.
Fried! Wow.
Deep fried.
Holy moly, it got demolished.
I love it. Turns into a Damien Hirst NFT.
Yeah, totally. Splat. It looks like it's like splatting on the ground or something. All right, so what do you think we
I
need to
dig
do
this,
here?
but yeah. All right, so we have 120 frames and we have 20 frames cleaning. So this is probably due to the feed scheduling,
Yeah,
is what I think. This also has no camera movement, I don't think.
correct. Yep.
Yeah, so that's let's do for before changing anything, let's add the camera wobble
Okay.
if you still have access to that.
I do. Just let me find it in the email there.
I can also paste it. I think I have it here too.
Oh, that'd be great. Put it in the
Uh,
chat for folks.
Yeah, strings in the chat.
Cool, and I just got it as well. Pulled it up. Is it the same
Yeah, so
same one?
it's not this one. I actually really need to update this and put it into a wiki for y'all. But so the idea is on frame 0, it moves slightly to the left or slightly up, and then 50 frames it goes to 0, and then on 100 frames it starts moving slow. Sorry, on 50 frames it kind of lands at 0 and then starts moving towards minus zero point zero 0.01, zero point 0.1, and then same thing. It kind of wobbles back and forth, and it mimics like a handheld motion for a camera, but it also jitters the frame. And hopefully, if I'm right, it will help not deep fry this thing by simply adding some camera movement to it.
Okay, do you
Of
think we
course,
should
you can
change
add
the
a
seed
yeah.
or leave it as is?
Let's just see if I'm right about this. I could be wrong,
Okay.
but I think just a little bit of camera movement can help you not get a deep fried guided test, and that's like halfway to progress.
All right, we've got lots of storage room, so that's great. And over here, whoa, there it is. We're working on a couple grids. Almost done, so we'll take a look at those while the Deforum video is cooking.
I'll paste something else for later. This thing is for noise schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm doing the letters and I bring in like a white letter on a black background,
Mm.
there's not enough data for Deforum to kind of produce cool imagery. So I've had to bring the noise, like the introductory noise down to like zero point 0.4, zero point 0.5.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started to realize that you can actually write out a noise schedule to kind of jitter it even more. Like every time there's a prompt, I'll slightly bring down the noise, and then as soon as it's kind of diffusing, I'll bring the noise back to coherency. And this is an example of one of those schedules if you want to use that.
Nice. All right, I'm going to spin up another grid here and let's take a look. So we've reduced it quite a bit. This, like, to me, this does not look like, oh, is that 1.2? Yeah, okay. So this does not look very edited. It looks like slightly affected, but here we're starting to see the page bends come in, right? So that's a good sign. Here we got some more page bends and the coloring is a little different. This is where I'm starting to see, like, okay, I'm getting too much texture, 6500, but it is kind of nice, but it looks slightly overtrained. Here we've got a lot of the texture. Um, Love that random like portal at the end of the road there. Very funny. So it looks like maybe 6500 is still the sweet spot. We've got a few seeds here, right? So 6500, you've got 4 seeds that you can kind of compare. And or two, sorry, 2 seeds you can compare. So I don't know.
Yeah,
7,000's okay, but kind of like I think I need more seeds to really figure this out. So I'm going to do another one. We got it. Okay, nice and easy. Oh yeah, getting that real Arizona sunset. Look at that 5500 one. Oh, love that. Cool
There you
textures
go.
on this grid.
So Martian.
What's that?
So Martian. It looks like
Martian.
Mars.
Yeah, yeah, 5500. Look at the square sun.
Mars before they blew it up.
Yeah. Okay, really liking this is actually like 10,000, right? So it's actually coming through pretty nice, but it's kind of breaking some of the seeds like quality here. But this is cool. What do we got? 1.1. So it looks like on this one, it looks like 7,000 to 7,500 is actually the sweet spot, right? It's like this is overbaked, but 5,500 looks pretty good. So I think I can get rid of these undercooked ones. 4,500 and the 7,500 to 7,000, there's not, I think it's 5,500 to 6,000 are really what's going on. So let's do that. Let's take out a few, just narrow it right down, and do like an over and under and spot on, and then do maybe 3 seeds for each. Generate. Okay, did we get our video? Yeah, let's see.
All right, let's see.
Splat.
Moment of truth.
Oh, did it update it though? I don't feel like, oh, it's the same.
No, it did.
Yeah,
It changed a little bit,
a
but
little bit. Yeah,
okay.
you can see the movement. So maybe we try some different seeds, I think. What do you think?
Let's try instead of 78, just put -1 instead of 78,
Okay.
just in case that's what it needs to be in there.
Yeah. This means it'll be a little bit more random every generation. And
Mm-hmm.
then
That's maybe
79.
what I made a mistake. I think I meant to say that I put similar values on the tail end, on the bookends, and I use -1 in the middle. And I think
Hmm.
this will help it. Let's see. Look, I make all these promises. I'm a stable diffusion politician. We'll fix it.
Diffusing your promises. I see how it is. I actually think maybe we can lower this width down a bit because it looks like it's a little squished, the image,
Mm-hmm.
for the next one.
That should work.
Christian!
Do you want to pull up another?
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
To
You
pull
want
up
to pull up
another
another
session?
session? We can get a hybrid going.
Yeah, let's get weird. Okay,
Hybrid's gonna
multitask.
look really rad. At least I know how to make that look great. Guided is such a finicky mistress, but we just have to like figure it out
Yeah,
because it's really powerful. Because it's the one thing that I'd wanted in, when I first got into Auto 11 in January. I was like, hell yeah, this is awesome. I just want a place where I can put an image like image one and then image 100 and have it go to that image.
mm-hmm.
And then the week later, they got guided images in there, and I spent like, I don't know, the whole month trying to figure it out. But it's just, I don't know. Yesterday and a couple of days ago, I ran those wolf tests,
Yeah.
and with enough toying around, you can get it looking pretty good. So, so we'll see. There's a lot of finagling that needs to happen.
Very much. Lots of finagling, no matter what you're doing.
Do you have an MP4 ready to go for hybrid?
Yeah, I can find one pretty quick. Okay, I like the pattern on this one a lot more, like with the seeds that we're getting, like some very varied seeds on this, which is great. Um, even the one that's totally black, just like
I gotta say,
everything.
every time you pull this up, I love the grid.
Yeah, me
It's
too. They're
like
so fun.
if you squint, it looks like like a wicker weaves.
Mm-hmm. Look at 6,500. I'm just like I'm vibing with this right here with the weird scan like
That looks good.
artifacts. Yeah, it's nice. Um, this looks like slightly overtrained, right? Like it's like too cooked. I do like this blue that's coming through on 7,500, but you're getting a lot of weird anomalies, right? Like look at this like strange hill.
That vibe is that's something though.
Yeah,
Looks like something from the moon landing.
yeah, totally. They got that 60s vibe. So I'm feeling like 6,500. I'm kind of like ruling. Oh, let's take a look at these other ones. Like you can see that it's just not very. I'm trying to decode the message here, like Zodiac Killer style. Yeah, I'm just not really thinking that this is like fully baked. But over here, we're getting like some just like interesting stuff. We want the artistic results on this one. So I'm thinking it's 6,500. So what we can do now is pop in 6,500 and try GTA Vice City vibes. Yes. Turn off the grid. None. And let's just do like 50 photos. You know? See what's going on. Give it a
I
shot.
have so many like leftover GTA Vice City renders from that thing that I did. I'm
Oh
like, what
yeah.
am I gonna do with all? I did
Yeah,
like
I
a
was
Ooh.
looking
thousand
through those.
renders. I think I had like 7 sessions open. There we go.
There you
Ooh.
go.
Yeah, interesting.
That's fun going there.
A little blurry, right? Like
Okay, so that's because it's trying to move the camera, and then the image it gets to, it doesn't know that it's
where
going there. There isn't really
yeah.
intelligence in terms of where it's going. It's just desperately trying to tween them.
Mhm.
So that's why you're getting. So the whole thing here, that's why like if you get like the wolf thing that I did, if you kind of get diffuse like Sable Diffusion running its own frames in there, you get more of a kind of smoother transition here. I like look, this looks freaking awesome. So I'm
I
not
I
complaining, but
think
like
yeah, I
it's
think
not deep fried. That's the first step.
yeah, and so maybe here we go. 4. Let's try a longer render now.
Yeah, let's do 240 frames here, and then do 120, 180, and then 240 at the end.
Now, are we going to try to loop it?
So let's think about this while we extend it. So if you first of all just finish this prompt, right? You got this prompt, so 0, 60, 120, 180, 240, and you have a tween of 20. So at 240, it's going to try and tween the last frame into existence. So the animation's actually 260 frames long.
Right.
So that's why your max frames up there would be 260 and not 240.
Got it.
I think that's important to know.
Yep.
And if you want to loop it, if you want to loop it on frame 240, you want to add image 1 back.
And I think image 1
No, you
and
don't have to copy it.
well,
Just change the
no, but
value.
there
Yeah.
yeah, there is one thing I want to do here. So, I want to kind of bring it back. Yeah, because I want to bring it back to the first two images, like reversed. So this would be,
But I would maybe do it with just for this example, just with 1, 2, 3, 2, 1,
yeah, okay. 1, 3, 4.
because it just takes less time. Otherwise, I think it'll take a little too long to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
do the next one.
We'll do this then. 3.
Sorry, not trying to over
No, no,
backseat
no.
drive
You're
the
right. You're right.
gameplay
You're
after
right.
all.
Blend factor. I wonder if the blend factor is making the blur.
I'd say the blend factor is a lot like the hybrid video into how much it's actually adhering to um, the original thing and or the diffuse prompt, right? So 35 is creative. If you go over 0.35, it starts to get into like exactly like your image. So you push it more that way,
Hmm.
more towards your image. Yeah.
I tried reducing the noise a little bit because I think it might be
Okay.
something that will be worth. Let's just try this. Let's see what we get. Going back over here, we got our images.
This
This
looks
is
cool.
looking pretty nice, right? It's like
Mm-hmm.
you can see that it's really having an effect on it, um, which is cool. So let's pull in uh, through ping info. I'll just grab something kind of strange here. Can't be like, I want it to be like a photographic style because then we can apply the um, then we
Are you
can
looking for like a portrait?
yeah. Do you have a good one that's a photographic style?
Uh, Photorealism, photo.
Not like a
What?
model, just like a prompt.
Oh, not a. Oh, sorry. I'm looking in my portrait folders right now.
Maybe this one. Hold on. This is just
Yeah,
like a
I can.
random one that was on. Oh, that was that one I can't do because it was actually regional prompting. um,
Trying to pull one up right now. most of these I've upscaled afterwards, so it takes away the PNG info.
Right, right, right. Well, let's see here. This one work? Yeah, okay. Send a text to image. So this is, take this out, and we'll add dark room test 3 dash, I believe it was 6500. What was the one we had here? Yep, 6500. And switch this, and let's see what it looks like with another one. Okay, still popping along there. We'll try it on a different model, see what comes up. So this was the first banner that I think we did. I ended up outpainting it, so it was like this image.
Okay.
Had some stuff in it already, but easy negatives in there already. See what we get. Loading, loading. And we've got a third one for... my brain's at pretty much at capacity with 2 this morning, Bevel, so...
Uh, whatever you want, Revolt, honestly.
I
We're here, so I figured we might as
Yeah,
well do it.
yeah. And I don't mind. Maybe it'll be better to do
We
the
can just
hybrid after, so then we have like a separate video that I can cut on hybrid.
okay.
Just so it's not like multi-layered, and then we have one video. Okay, so let's try. Um, yeah, we'll do 30 images and see what, or 50 images, see what we get. Cool.
That's wild.
I can really see that coming through
Uh, I don't
a little
know.
bit. Like more the background than
The
the
background
actual
and the
image.
coloring and stuff, yeah. But
Yeah.
it's hard to say if it's the model or not, you know. So we're gonna have to wait to get the fine details to come out. Um, but yeah, it's cool model with the prompt there. Okay, so this is ready. Let's give it a look. 8 seconds. Yeah. Whoa. Meh. So what happened there? That was interesting, right? Oh, we lost the
Uh,
seed. The seed, we didn't
yeah,
update
because
it.
we didn't change exactly. So it's one.
Ah,
So it's 259 and 260. Yeah, 260 and
260,
259.
259, and then
That's the ticket.
that's the ticket. Okay, cool. Because we're getting some good results. I actually love the ending. They're like
I love
this
that
is
it goes splat.
yeah, and then like what? There's like letters, and it turns into this like abstract art
Sorry, yeah, it's
project, and like
fantastic. I'm gonna miss these days. Once we get real tech
oh yeah.
and things are normal, I'm gonna miss all this.
Well, that's the mathematical diagram. I feel like I don't even know what an Earth-link planet is.
So can I just air not a grievance, but just something I realized?
Mhm.
Um, all the stuff that's happening in Stable Diffusion on all the different things, from Auto 11 to Kyber to all of them, every prompt that you use for style is also sort of being interpreted as typography as well. And you
Mm,
get these
mhm.
weird, this kind of crossover glitches with like styling. Like until we, like I feel like the next iteration really needs like a thing where it's like this is where you put the style, and the style is not going to be diffused. But it's I'm not. It's very interesting if that's the case. Doing all the typography stuff, I've realized like trimming down my prompts down to a single thing like letter A, it will try and type out the word letter at some
Yeah,
point.
yeah. I've noticed that. I've noticed that sometimes.
It'll try and type out dreamlike art. It'll try and type out 8K, ultra high HD, and those should really be triggering styles, but they're not necessarily. So it's interesting. I wonder really what the metric is. Anyway, just something I noticed.
Mhm. Um, one thing here is that I think it is like taking an effect. In particular, you see on the backgrounds. Um, There was a really good example of it, but it's very slight. So this is something where, if I had some time, I might go back and train it another 10,000 steps and compare. But like here's the cathedral, right, that we saw in the
Hmm.
source image, and then the lighting is kind of looking good. So that's something that you can try is like if you're not getting the results, again, it's very hard to um, like deep fry an embedding is what I've found. So it's something where you can give it a go and see what you get, and then try to train it again. But it is one of those funny processes that just takes a little while to narrow in on exactly what you want. I do like the change in the noise. That was in space, so maybe we actually do in space next time to get the like little weird things. So funny that it
I
like
mean,
splats into math.
you tell me what you want to do, but I would say that if we're doing this guided thing, the next thing I would do is I'd swap the images for a character, in like one character in a certain pose, different pose. That's the
Hmm.
first frame, and then just have an example of people doing characters in frame with guided images. It seems to be the question that I see a lot in Discord.
So one thing I'm going to try on this next run here is take the 6500 frames off and just try the 10,000 version, and let's just see how it looks with all the images. Because again, it's one of those weird things with training embeddings is there's no like it's harder to pinpoint the convergence. So although looking at it and seeing like, oh, 6500 steps seems great, it might be one of those things where we can invest a lot more time training the embedding and get a better result. Okay, so update the video. Let's see what we got this time. Okay, okay. Love it.
No and no apocalypse this time. Averted.
Oh, Earth. Earth pops in at the last minute.
I know, but it looped. Looping images in Deforum. There you go. Mission accomplished.
Yeah. Well,
I'm telling you, like, but think about your average user getting in here with those default settings.
oh yeah,
It's basically like maybe 10 people have used guided images before.
I
Go
know.
forth, people, and make some amazing renders now.
Um, yeah, I wonder if we can use our embedding. Darkroom. What was it? Darkroom
I
test.
mean,
Whoa,
I mean,
wait.
this is
What happened? Oh, I'm in a different one. Okay, here we go. Deforum. Let's just see if we can get our embedding to. I guess it'll be hard to tell. So maybe we'll do marbling art because that one is easy to see. And yeah, we'll just hit generate
so
again. And
think about it. This thing, what we just did, guided images. If there's I guess, a checker that says, okay, I'm going to run through all your guided images and deep bore them, and basically then I'm going to run the guided images animation. We're going to be able to do perfect loop with
mm-hmm.
any images from anywhere. With like 3 to 5 images, you're going to create an entire sequence of character talking, turning, perfectly looped instantly in here before anywhere else.
What was the name of the SGI workstation? It was like the first Silicon Graphics, like one of the first
Oh my god,
computers.
when we were, what was the software? Softimage. We were using Softimage on those giant, like
How
with the
about a
jazz drives.
how about a Scanimate? Have you ever seen one of those? Scanimate is an analog
No,
computer
maybe that.
video synthesizer developed in the 1960s. So this is how they got those beautiful like
Before
logos.
my time, but oh, cool.
Oh, it's on LinkedIn. We don't want that. This is it looks like this. So it was a giant ass computer,
Holy smokes.
but then you could get like logos that just looked like well, these are obviously modern versions of them, but you get like, like this is how they'd get like Led
It,
Zeppelin and all these
look,
different things.
it's truly the ultimate life lesson that we've spent all this time getting good at technology to recreate retro technology. Just
Totally. Totally.
Like, look, the more perfect it gets, they're like, no, 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 can we destroy it a bit more? Like, add some more grain to it.
Oh my god, I have to make a Scanimate model. It's gonna be awesome. Like, look at all this stuff. So good. This is like before. The crazy thing is to think about. This is before digital computers. People were using this, and they made incredible stuff with it. Like unreal.
Same.
Yeah.
What were those purple computers, though? They weren't SPIs.
Yeah, I think they
Like
were.
1998.
Oh,
Weren't
I
they
know
the
it.
just the huge blue, like the blue towers, the ones that
Yeah, yeah,
had
yeah.
like it was soft demise and there was another program and like there was only a it was at I was at um college in New York and I just kept on sneaking into this thing and stealing all the material library on giant jazz drives. I just remember it.
Oh,
I don't know what
yes.
triggered.
Yes.
I'm like, oh they have marble material and metal. Oh, home and like on my hacked version of 3ds Max.
So I th-
Lakefront, yeah,
I think the embedding like
playing through it presently.
the lighting came through a little better on this like later train to the 10,000 step version, but it's just a little hard to see in this. So I think it's just better on the uh, normal version. So we'll just no, don't do that. There we go. Try doing something a little. Oh, don't want trending on ArtStation in there. Try to do something a little bit more basic. Um, let's see what we get. People are now
Um,
nerding out. I knew it. The people in the chat had some of this stuff. Like I was like, produce Vibrant Life produced our show reel for SIGGRAPH 7 years in a row. Like I knew it. I knew there were some heads in here. You spent
awesome.
12 years at SGI? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So cool. Competition with Sun Micro. Yes. Oh, that's great, Vibrant. Please share. Just awesome. It's so funny to see who's into AI art and like it's really interesting. Okay, so ooh, I love it. Oh my gosh, the marbling art. Are you seeing this level?
So sick.
Oh my god, that's
So sick.
amazing.
I'm really trying to temper how pleased I am with myself when I tell people about this stuff. So I'm very pleased.
Me too. So, embeddings and Deforum are incredible together. Let's take a moment to like remember how we had these guided images and they weren't like quite looking good, but we put one embedding on it and all of a sudden it's like this is now a beautiful art piece. And I think we could
Totally transformed it.
yeah, we could maybe put cadence at 3, just like chill it out a little
You
bit.
can you can also bump up the frame rate. So I've noted. Let me here. I'll give you a quick trick. So 10 frames per second, one cadence. 20 frames per second, two cadence, and so on. So if you really want to do something interesting, if you do 60 frames and six cadence, it basically takes a long time to tween, but because there are a lot of frames, it ends up being really smooth.
Ooh, okay, let's try that. And then let's finish this off. So
So let's
uh
do something here. Let's make max frames um, 360 here and spread these out just a little bit more.
okay.
So 360, then zero.
Hold on, I'm just gonna pop some
What
extra
is
ones in here. So then we would go we'll
okay?
change the frames in a second. 6,
Yeah,
7.
remember the speed scheduling before you
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah, right,
before you
right.
cook it.
Okay,
That's
so 6,
amazing. So
7,
three,
and
three,
then
five.
what does 7 look like? 7 looks like totally weird and inside out. Okay, so we'll go
Great. That's gonna look awesome.
uh I think we'll go 6, 4.
I mean, yeah, yeah.
Hmm? 6, 4, 3, 1, 6, 4, 3, 1. I don't know. We'll just you know what? Let's do the full action. So we'll go
It's actually insane that it's taking, this idea of the marbling thing and running it as like a morphe, like as a
totally.
polymorphe tween.
I know. I love this. I love this. This is fantastic. Okay, so we're gonna um, do the
Oh
full.
shit, you're messing with, now you're playing with fire.
We're doing the whole thing. Okay. Um,
You're such a wild card.
I know, I know. Okay, so how many frames do we want here? We have, what is that? 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So,
You
if,
just have to just increment. So we're doing 0, 60. You got to change all these values on the left.
yeah,
Yeah. So if you're going all the way up there, I mean,
240.
you could do you could theoretically do 0, 30, 60, 90, or yeah, whatever. You know, yeah. 420,
Word, 420, 480,
480, 540, 600,
540,
yeah,
600,
and
660.
660. Actually, why don't you just kill the 660, the line, and make image 2 1? Just
Oh,
so it
yeah.
ends up being 600 up there. Just make it even out. And
Okay.
kill the comma as well.
Yeah. Um,
The last comma. Yep. And
so
then
do this
600. Okay, so max frame 600. I would say
620, right?
you want to 620, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And then you want to, let's change our seed schedule.
Of course, down here. So we're gonna go.
599. Oh, sorry, 619, 620.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
No, no. I
Hmm?
think you added an extra number in there.
Six
Oh no,
nineteen to
that's
six
right.
twenty. Yeah.
619. Sorry, my screen is glitching.
Okay. So
Okay,
is there anything
and
else we
then
should add in for funsies?
I don't think honestly what you came up with here is cool. It's going to be nice to see what happens. Like really, you can play like theoretically we could change between frame schedule from 20 to 30, 20 to 30,
Oh, but then we would need
or
to make it
60.
630 here.
You don't. Yeah, you'd have to make it 630 or 590, and yeah, fine, exactly. 629, 630. Okay, let's run that because it's going to take a second to cook.
Oh my god, but it's gonna look so cool. I was gonna say like maybe we should lower the marbling amount, but honestly, it looks great. Let's just run it. Well,
You can never have too much
error.
margin. Uh-oh. It's probably a comma somewhere. There it is in the middle.
Oh yeah,
260 is missing a comma. And the no, and
quotation.
the close. Yeah.
Okay, let's try that. How'd our images turn out? Oh, I didn't hit go. Okay.
There we go. Heck yeah. I
No,
mean, this is the most leaked um, tutorial thing possible.
just someone's got to have the like conviction to sit like 3 hours of like watching a bunch of nerds play around with the forum. But you know the
I
real
mean, it's
heads
equally impressive. The Laura stuff is equally impressive.
or the embedding, yeah. So
Yeah, that's equally impressive. Yeah.
the interesting thing was so the LoRa's. I swear I got it working, but maybe we can try that too. Um, yeah, actually, why don't we try that? Whoop. So we've got the settings saved, right, with the Deforum settings thing, so it will load in. And then we just go to, whoa, no, that didn't work. Oh, I have to do this. Slash mount slash private slash. No. Damn it. I broke it. All right. This is going pretty fast. It's a large box, does chunk through these things. I don't see many girls in this generation, which is entertaining to me. But I am seeing lots of. So I think this is just overtrained. So then if we go 6,500, let's try that.
See ya, War Anakin. Vibrant Life, that's awesome. It's giving me such like nostalgia. The SIGGRAPH 94.
Oh,
Awesome.
awesome. I'm going to check that out after.
Vitruvian Man through a wormhole. Let's
Classic.
go.
Oh, yeah, this is way
So
overtrained.
awesome.
Look at how crazy overtrained this is. See, it's funny. It's like we were getting the model coming. Ooh, I kind of like this like overdone. Like look how overdone it is. It's honestly it's fun to overtrain stuff sometime. But let's try the same thing with 6500. Do do do. Oh yeah, now we've got a person. Sweet. 55 seconds on that one. Try this again. Let's go. Yeah, that marbling just looks so cool. And then we could do one with like the dark room. Um,
I don't know. I mean, what do you think about the
no, what
character?
happened? Did I run out of space?
No, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's gonna work.
Oh, right. This is the
It'll
Deforum
work.
error. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is
This
unfortunately
type of error is totally fine.
it's something that the Deforum team is working on, but we won't be able
It
to.
should say don't. It should say don't panic.
Yeah, right. Um, so is this? Do we have to access it through the file browser, or is it? It's not going to show up in the
But yeah,
preview pane. Okay.
check your file. Actually, yeah, close the video too, because it will show like when you do, in I don't know, in about a minute, if you click here for the generation, it'll show you what you just did. It's almost done, probably.
Okay. Whoa. Oh yeah.
Dang,
Hold my hands. Yeah,
cordyceps.
totally. Well, this is still like way strong, hey? Very interesting.
But this was really, yeah, definitely interesting. Ooh, let's take this character and put it into guided.
Don't want to scare anyone here. Um, what about if we did like 5,500? Let's see what we get. All right, should I see here?
Maybe that's not it.
No,
Is it?
that's not it. That's 8 seconds. No.
Okay.
Is that? No, this is new, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Look at that. So rad.
Oh, why is it
It's
only
like
6 seconds or 8 seconds though? Because that was how long the last one
because
was.
because well because we put it at 60 frames per second.
Yeah, it is a lot smoother. Like the
But
deflicker would look amazing on this, hey?
yeah, completely.
What's interesting is the guided images aren't taking much effect after the first one.
Well, because this is where you start having to play with the image strength schedule.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, because it starts to fall apart after a little while. Yeah, it starts at 75, which is close to your image, but then like maybe on this is partially why I was saying if we start with fewer images up at the top, but because you have a lot, like pick a spot in the middle, maybe at like, I don't know, 240 or 360 frames to like jitter that noise a little bit. You
Um,
don't need to put it in quotes though, I don't think.
right.
That zero is not in quotes yet.
So what should we change it to? Do you think like lower or higher?
I don't know. Maybe higher, so like 8.2, and then on like frame like I don't know 200, you can go down to like 6.5, and it gets more creative, and then maybe pull it back again to 0.75 or something. Let's see if it oscillates or if it moves in that kind of direction. If that's better, it's pretty tricky because like that's partly why I was saying character versus shape, because each shape will do a lot different, will do different things versus having a character in frame,
Mm-hmm.
which it knows how to do. And so the noise values kind of differ, I think, if you're trying to do like an object versus a character. And the other thing I would suggest is, again, doing image one to image two to image one a bunch of times so you can pinpoint where it's changing, and then expand it to this kind of breadth. I think that's it. You don't need to go further. Just
I wanted
close
to
off
bring
the
it back
point.
to I wanted to get a little bit crazy and then like come back to the
Uh,
loop. So let's
but
see if that works.
you have to close the point three though.
Oh, whoops. Good catch. Good catch. And cadence of 6. That's why it was. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's
You see the trick, right? Yeah.
yeah.
It should be longer. It should be like 10 seconds, not 8, but I don't know.
Okay, well, let's see what happened there. Um, yeah, these are very similar. Ooh,
That's cool.
creepy as heck. These still feel like pretty overtrained though, you know. So yeah, you just gotta like play around with it. Let's well, maybe we'll do like point 0.8. Do, 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 do. Yeah, we're getting like a little bit more coherency here. Oh, well, that's. Look at those hands! Oh my god!
I gotta say, like I said, I love how messy it all is.
Mm-hmm.
It's finally there's some surprise in art, and it's
Mm.
so funny how like we're working towards making it perfect, but like all this is so great.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah,
it
like
all of it can be reused. Like I feel like while you're doing this, it's like making these deformed things. You're like chopping veggies and putting them into a soup, and you're about to throw all that stuff out, but like all the skins and leaves and whatever stuff you don't want to put in there. But that's all like valuable stuff. Like every frame you make in Deforum, if you keep those, you can use them for all kinds of things. You can like do batch control nets with like just images from it and use them to like make artistic interpretations of stuff. All these images that I've created here could be used for these batch control nets. And like here we've got it's starting to like show through, right? So like
that's
this
cool.
looks like the film grading, which is like what is
Hmm.
even going on with this concept? It's freaking wild. Oh my god, this hand. Ah. But here like you can see that it's doesn't have the film grading, but it's got the lighting. So it's like this is great, blurry, but this one looks more. It's just sort of like weird what it's doing. This is the guy lying in the street, like kind of overtrained. It's like very funny what it's coming through here. But I guess the funny thing is this is I've just got like one person with glowing hands and everything else is an aesthetic thing, right? So
There's some code written into this glass ceiling fixture.
oh yeah,
See all
it's
the writing,
yep.
subliminal messaging,
Love this hand.
and
Like what the
that's that
fuck?
stuff you were talking about, the Krillian photography,
Oh yeah, totally, totally.
electroplate. Yeah,
Yeah. So let's
I have to say that's a really good hand. I know it's
Hmm.
it's melted into the other hand, but it's a really good hand.
all right.
You just cut it off.
Uh I'm just enjoying making those. Okay, so it's errored out again. I have a feeling like it's just gonna error out on that one for a while. So let's try this. Let's see if we can load the settings here. Cadence 2. Nope. It did not load the settings. If I go here to auto 1111 images. Oh, interesting. We've been writing over the same batch, so that's probably where the errors are coming from.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, kind of
Isn't there
sucks.
the time string function attached to this? Attach it
Yeah.
to the time stream revolved.
I'm not attaching it to the time stream.
Don't
No.
attach it to the time stream.
Oh, too funny. All right. An hour ago, 4 minutes ago. Well, let's make it. Ooh, this looks like it's gonna be really good, though. Look at this. Look at this. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Ugh.
come on. How would you even get this
I'll tell you, you
without
pour a bunch of
yeah.
paint into a.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know, but then after you film it, you got to clean it up, and that
I just want
sucks.
to. I want to like dip a guitar into it. It's got that like paint dip vibe,
It certainly does.
And we could just like, there's hundreds of embeddings in there that we can just like try and just like render another video and then be like, oh, neat.
what's super fun
God.
too is now that it's doing some really rad stuff.
I think there's a way to sort by last modified. Okay, it's still
Yeah,
running.
Pixel, you were saying it earlier how like how few people are really into AI right now and how it's such a small group of people.
Hmm.
Oh, it's so
I was
tiny.
thinking I don't want to be cliched. It's like so early is such an NFT thing. Like,
Right.
no, guys, it's so early. It's still so early. But like
No,
AI is real. It's
it's
so
a hundred
early.
percent. It's only the underground users right now, and it's getting this deep into it this early is massive, right? There's only room to
Totally.
grow. There's potential. It's not even like it's out publicly. It's you know what I mean. Kind of like
I
run
keep thinking like
diffusion.
I see all the new tools coming out, but it's
Mm-hmm.
still like having access to the like base set of tools is really great.
Yeah,
Like,
We got a
yeah,
question here. I'll just answer real quick. Fred was asking,
yeah,
how do
go for
you
it.
add the embedding? And the funny thing is, it's not really like obvious like it is. You can't use the extra networks button. But what you do is you just take your, whoa, looking at these creepy cathedrals. You just take your embedding like this and you just put it in the prompt and it like brings it in. Here we have marbling art, and that's pulling in the embedding. So, um, pretty simple. Weird. Not obvious. Not documented. And I don't think anyone's really doing it. I'm sure there's heads on Deforum that are doing this, though, right? Like, obviously, someone has to be doing it in there. But no one's really talking about it. And it's just sort of funny that, like, this underground, undocumented feature, like, does incredible stuff. Like, this is awesome.
This is the thing is this is like in my opinion as a motion designer, this is the feature. Like
Hmm.
all the other stuff is cool, but like once hybrid works, you basically say frame one of this movie, frame last frame of this movie and say, hey, interpolate it. Any image that you can connect from anywhere. You can take a photograph, take another photograph and say, hey, Deforum guided images, can you do this for me? That's where it's going to go. And then think about the like
Oh,
what
it
are we
worked.
calling it?
It
Temporal
worked.
coherence, the magic of
Yes.
temporal coherence, where it does a path first and it says, oh, I know what images are going to go into this sequence, and I did a
Hmm.
deep over on them, and I know like roughly what frame 60 looks like and roughly what frame 120 looks like, and this guided images thing is going to be what I don't know 10x better and more logical. But even with this is complete like I don't know what's that term. It's like the Wild West with this little thing, this little extension, and it's
Deforum.
so
What?
finicky. It's like
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
AB retro. Okay, so I'm gonna try another one with
but
my Laura and see if we can get it to work.
but let's do something. Wait, hold on. You don't need that negative thing, the neg prompt in there.
Yeah, it doesn't
Anything
do
from that?
anything though.
It
Like,
doesn't really do anything though. You're right.
yeah.
You're right.
Oh, different seed for sure, for sure.
And then change
And
the folder so it's not so it's a new folder
oh yeah, yeah,
just in case.
yeah. Taurus B. Okay.
And then you got the seed scheduling.
Yeah, this is a copy of the last settings that we
Okay,
did, so
cool.
it should be good.
Great. That's great.
That's still not doing anything for some reason.
Creepy cathedral.
So this is 6500, and I'm really seeing the difference in the film grading from 5500. Like it is extremely obvious to me, the color fading, the lighting, that's like interesting. So to me, I would say 6500 is the one I would want to go with because like you look at this one, like this captures that image, and of course I've looked at these images so many times and trained on them that I know what I'm looking for, but um, that this captures it perfectly. There's no pictures in here where I feel like it's not like it's bleeding through like a normal photograph. And so it's fully capturing it. Even that like this is nice. Like this has that like uncanny valley sort of feeling on the blurriness, right? Where you're like,
Yeah.
if you just look below the archways, it kind of looks like a real photo, and then you look up and you're like, what the heck is going on with that AI weirdness? So, so yeah, feeling pretty good about 6,500. And so what I would do is I would just rename it. Um, oh, you know what we didn't even try is actually prompting it, because I think that was what we were doing. Was it in this one? Yeah, train. Well, anyways, I think it was dr. Yeah, dork room. So let's just take out cathedral now and try that out. And then back to Deforum here. So this one errored out, and it didn't seem to want to update. So close the video and let's try to find it. Because it was looking good 8 minutes ago. And then here we can just go search, video, enter, and probably this one. Still 8 seconds. Ooh.
It's definitely come a long way.
Is that the same
Nice.
one?
It looks like the same one though, doesn't it? What about this one?
Yeah, I don't think it rendered
Yeah,
because
this is
it
the
should be able to.
previous one. Yeah. Yep, this is not marble. Okay, so this one might be broken. So
Right
we,
up.
yeah, I'll just stop that session. We've got the settings loaded up on this one, which seems to be working fine.
Cool.
So,
Nice.
so that's always nice, yeah. Oh, cool. Wow, we've got three left that stuck around for the full 3 hours. Amazing. Thanks for sticking
You
with
guys have
us.
any more questions at all?
I think Fred's been popping in there with some questions. No, it errored out at the last minute. Okay, let's see if we can get this one to work though.
Yeah, this has been happening to me.
Yeah, this is just a deform error, unfortunately.
But look, you got those settings and that marbling effect. Like I haven't been able to achieve that, so really rad.
Well, you just add the embedding, and there you go, instant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it was Taurus B. Can take a look. Whoa, it looks like it's getting really weird with that. See, I think the LoRa's work. Because it's getting super strange. Oh my god. Okay. I think
That's
it.
cool.
I think it broke though. Um,
You can just compile these.
yeah, I could do that. I think there's a video that should be coming because it's like this was a minute ago. What?
Oh, this is so cool.
This is super weird.
See how, but think about it. Like this is like on its way to deep frying, but it doesn't.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. This looks so strange. What the heck? That was the LoRa. Okay.
Uh,
So
I
uh,
think it's also because you are scheduling the noise.
I didn't schedule the noise. I did change some other things though. Oh, yeah, it errored out. Let's see if we can Taurus B.
You didn't change those
Did a video
for
file
the guided
come in?
images like you
No.
thought you did.
So it looks like the video file didn't happen. But yeah, we can compile it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just go in
No,
here,
it's a good
output,
example. Yeah.
frames video, then go slash mount slash private slash auto 111 slash images slash speed 3042202. Oh, I could have just copied it. There we go. Now the funniest part is this. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Percentage 09 D. Are you gonna do it? It's funny because it doesn't really have like a progress bar or
Progress
anything.
bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but I was gonna ask earlier when you were talking about stuff, and now I remembered. Like, it seems pretty obvious, but the whole layer of AI interaction with these systems is like a huge part of it that I feel is not really being talked about a lot, you know,
Hmm.
or
Okay.
even worked on maybe, like being able to prompt Auto 11 to basically look up your last settings. I know you can do it with a button, but you should be able to do it with a prompt.
I wonder.
Okay, I was working on this thing yesterday. Can you pull up all those settings? Yeah, the one with the Taurus, the Tori.
That'd be nice.
Really nice.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Please, universe,
5,
manifest that.
6, 7, 8,
Actually,
9.
Thank you.
do you use a Mac by chance?
I do.
Okay, I'm gonna find this app and I'll link it to you. It's pretty much exactly what you're looking for. Not related to Stable Diffusion, but your Mac in total. I'll link it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Love these super weird melty shots. The stitch isn't working either for some reason.
Don't we have like an on? I guess runway sort of. I don't know. Okay, well, I think it looked really rad,
Totally.
and
Maybe we can generate it
mainly
again.
it's really. I think it's really just it's like knowing how to make pancakes. You have to know the basic ingredients, which are seed scheduling, understanding frames versus what you're prompting in that little guided window, and
Hmm.
yeah. So happy guiding, and I want to see some cool images in the showcase.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's see what people come up with. Maybe retro. So yeah, I guess like we can kind of wrap
Thank
it
you
up
guys very
here.
much for that.
Yeah, no
Hell
problem.
yeah, Pixel.
That was
Yeah,
super
I'm getting a
fun.
little sleep. I've already been sleepy probably for an hour, so I really appreciate you guys, though. Thank you.
We really
Fun,
appreciate you.
fun
Thank you
session
so
today.
much for sharing this stuff. I mean, it's like, again, no one's doing this. Really awesome to find these new techniques that like just exist out there and they're undocumented. And so we're trying to like get that information to people. I will post the recording. So again, we ended up just talking about guided images and um, embedding training and embedding usage. So we'll do maybe another session level whenever you're up for it. Feeling not as
Yeah,
sleepy. We'll do another one and
no,
do
no,
hybrid.
I guess, just like daytime sleep, the afternoon kind of
Mm-hmm.
chill. So, no, I guess I'd love to do hybrid at any point. I think what might be cool is actually getting the community involved. So maybe like procure 1 to 3 videos from the community and process them during the tutorial.
Oh, yeah. It would be neat to have like some videos that we all share and then are all working from the same one. That'd be neat.
Hmm.
It can be like submit a video, the community will vote on the top 3, and we'll use those in the hybrid tutorial. So like we can run 3 sessions and be like one dancing person, one car. Like I don't know if y'all have seen the car one, but like if somebody has a render of a car or like a rally shot, like the stuff that people really like, we can hybridize that and turn it into like an anime or into like a cyberpunk thing, like from like a regular car commercial into like a super cool video.
Hmm.
And then we can take a character and turn them into like an illustration style, and then maybe like another type of video.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'll probably submit a glitch glitch video thing, so we'll have an abstract one, and then we'll try to get some sane stuff because you know me, I love the abstract weirdness, and other people are trying to do normal things and not be weird. But that's me. Love the weird. So that's a great idea.
Totally vibrant life. Yeah. I'd
And
love to share it, I think, and also it's important because like the last update
mm,
really gives you a couple of cool little options in there, especially with the optical flow and the far and back and all that stuff, which really it's a good time to kind of get into it. So
totally. Total. Oh yeah, the Farnback. Man, I love these words. Oh man, we got another error here. Okay, could be a setting or something. But again, we just got to play with it, find out what works, and yeah, we've got the frames, so we can just stitch them together and take a look. I will post some of the videos that we made in the Deforum section, and definitely ask any questions that you have there because we're more than happy to help folks try stuff out. Um, and people were even offering to like upscale videos for one another. Happy to show you what a deflicker looks like on a video. I paid like a bunch of money for the deflicker, so if you want to see what the DaVinci Resolve anti-flicker looks like on your stuff, send it over, and I'm happy to run some of those through for you. And yeah, happy diffusing, folks. I'm gonna see if I can get this video working.
renting out DaVinci to Flickr is like a whole business model.
Totally. Thanks, Vibrant Life, offering on the Topaz AI upscaler. Yes, I'm going to have that as
Oh
well.
yeah.
Now that I have a computer that doesn't immediately shut down when I try to run it. So,
Yep.
so yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Watch for the
Cool.
recording later, and have yourself a wonderful weekend. We will announce when we're going to do the hybrid one as well with LevelBevel, and yeah, have a great day.
Take care, everybody. Thanks, Revolve. Thanks, Pixel.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, Fred and Vibrant. Peace.
Bye.